whoa. Oh, Jesus, chat. It just never stops fucking coming, dude. Day after day. I think we're gonna be talking about Sykkuno for at least like another fucking week. Like, this shit's crazy, dude. This shit's crazy. It never fucking ends, chat. I am sitting here looking at all this news day after day, wondering what the fuck is going on. I mean, it's crazy, guys. It's absolutely crazy. Lana has a video. Well, sweetheart, everybody's got a video about Sykkuno right now. Is he digging his grave even deeper? Well, you know, I'm gonna let you decide that because Sykkuno did actually decide to release a response, an apology of sorts. And let me tell you, chat, didn't go over so well. Yeah, we're gonna take a look at it. A lot to discuss this morning.
I have to crack open a cold.
Yeah, you might want to get a really strong drink for this one.
And take in all
yeah, you might want a
sunshine.
really strong fucking drink for this one. And Deku's voice actor dubbed it. I know. I found that it was. I saw that and it was really funny. Why the fuck am I in the mirror dimension again? Let me the fuck out of here. Oh my god. Good morning, guys. I hope you are doing absolutely amazing. Crazy situation to talk about. Plus, not only do we have Sykkuno coming out with his, apology. I said that in quotation marks, I'm sorry. We're also going to talk about Bao actually making a response to everything that has been going on. Absolutely just crazy all around. I mean, I'm just shocked. I'm just shocked. I don't know what to say, chat. I don't know what to say. Not anymore. I'm gonna need 10 melatonin gummies after this from what I saw this morning. It feels that way, right? I like the 10 melatonin gummies. Hear me around the wall, who's the dorkiest elf of them all? Definitely not me. There's lots of other elves, and it's definitely not me. Thank you for that. Somebody be sure to go ahead and get myself a Long Island iced tea. That sounds so good. I honestly, I think I want a long drink after this week. Talking about all this shit that has gone on. Absolutely wild, guys. So, I don't know if I believe how she's becoming like what I think like Powder is a VTuber farms for drama. You were so off the mark. I'm sorry to tell you. Also, thank you, Nags. I appreciate that. When the days come to we're comparing Bao to Powder, somebody has a problem, guys. I need to make this very clear. If you're comparing Bao to Powder, I think you've lost the plot. I'm going to be, personally, I think you've lost the plot at that point. If we are comparing Bao to Powder, we have very different moral guidelines. And I feel like, I'm sorry, that's a wild statement. I just got to put that out there. So do you have an opinion to his apology? Asking because I can't decide. I'm going to talk about it. Yeah, I'm going to talk about it. Yeah, I'm gonna be real. If we're comparing Bao to Powder, yeah, I think you've lost the plot. Because I think Bao was worse than Powder. They've lost the plot entirely. I'm be real with you. That they are completely opposite realms of creation, of opposite realms of issues, etc. So, think of collab with big creators and sponsorships, needing comments the last thing should ever need to be relevant or known. Exactly, Ty. I don't think Bao's looking for drama, considering the way that she went about dealing with the Sykkuno stuff. So I have to disagree, but again, we'll talk about it. First up, guys, how are all of you? What's up? Happy Friday! You made it to the end of the week. Congratulations, guys! We all made it to the end of the week. Thank fucking God. It's been a crazy week, but I'm definitely excited to dive into this. But yeah, last night I actually went to Texas Roadhouse. It was so good. Oh my god, yeah, I got, let's see, I went to Texas Roadhouse. I got a salad, I had rolls, I had a steak. It was awesome. It was so good. I normally like, we don't really go out to eat anymore, so it's kind of special for us, but it was great. So we went out, I updated my other PC to Windows 11, which was a whole fucking process. So, I don't know if you guys know this, but like if you have an older PC, because my second PC. Oh, you got fancy steakhouse, lucky. So, my second PC is kind of old, right? And I was like, okay, well, I want to upgrade it to Windows 11, and it said it wasn't eligible. And I'm like, but that's weird. So I went in my BIOS, and I turned on this setting, and then it's like, oh yeah, your PC is eligible. I'm like, are they lying to me just to take my money? Like, what? They just lied to me, dude. They're like, yeah, no, you can totally not upgrade your PC. That's not gonna happen. Never mind, you can totally upgrade your PC. Oh my, yeah, TPM 2.0. That's what I had to turn on. I thought it was really dumb. I'm like, why are they lying to me trying to take my money? Because I want to use, that setting isn't enabled, Windows 11 can't run exactly. And I'm like, but my PC kept telling me it wasn't eligible. And I'm like, but it has the specs. So, like, that doesn't make sense. I mean, it's older. It's like, I think it's like, this other one is what, like 4 or 5 years old? Gotcha, Dan. Okay, that makes a lot more sense. But I wanted to use a program, which just released. It's called Wavelink, which is really cool because I can I can run everything on my other PC and just send it over. So I kind of want to like swap how I'm running my PC setup. But I needed Windows 11 because you can't run Wavelink without it. So I did that last night. I just think it's just because I think some motherboards had this setting on by default. Gotcha. Windows 11 debloat is a godsend to make it Windows 11 usable. I should probably use that because I have Windows 11 on both my PCs now, and I fucking hate Windows 11. It's actually the worst fucking shit. I hate it so much. You had to jump through so many hoops and turn mine. I turned mine on enough to upgrade it was wild. Yeah, I don't know what it is, Darkin. I'm not a big like Windows 11 fan, but I did want to run this program, and there's a lot of other programs that are telling me that you have to have Windows 11. So I'm like, all right, well, here we go. Yeah, so I think it's what I'm gonna look into is running that debloat because I've heard that 11 is really, really bad. Well, no, the problem in Savage is I run a lot of programs where it's required to have Windows 11, and a new program that just came out. I wanted to use it, but you have to have Windows 11, which is stupid as fuck. Yeah, so that's why I'm really like not a super big fan of that stuff. Windows 11 needs to be a lot better. Then they started cramming Copilot. Yeah, exactly. I'm like, I don't want fucking Copilot. Leave me alone, dude. That's the problem as well. It's like Copilot sucks. Yeah, it's just a program thing. Which like, I mean, it's not the end of the world or anything. It's just kind of annoying that you have to go through all these steps to load, an operating system you may not even like. Well, welcome to life, I guess. What are you gonna do? Do you know that there's a Kraft mac and cheese flavored ice cream? That sounds disgusting. Is it actually mac and cheese flavored? Got you, Micro. Well, this isn't my second PC, so I don't really run a lot on it. It's just kind of bare bones. Yo, what's up, Mimi? How are you? Thank you for 4 months. Appreciate you, sweetheart. Security certificate expiration for Windows 11 is happening now too. Oh my god, are you serious? That sucks. Yeah, I'm really over with micro swap, but I mean, in a world where I'm a streamer and I'm full time and I'm running so many different programs all the time, there's a lot to keep up with on my end, right? So I have to kind of look at everything and see what's best. And plus, I'm running a 2 PC setup, so that adds a lot of complication as well. It's pretty easy to do that. Yeah, I'm gonna try the debloat. But my second PC is just kind of really for running games or stuff like that. What's funny is remove Copilot from my PC immediately, and Windows won't reinstall it. Nice. Lucky you. Speaking of dual PCs, do you have any recommendations for dual PC setup? So there's this new thing, it's called, I think it's called Wavelink. It just came out from Elgato. Yeah, okay, so it's called Wavelink. And basically you can run all of your software from 2 different PCs. So you can run it from one all the way to the other one. And it's literally built for dual PC setups. There is another piece of equipment I want to try to get. It's the one that's on my throne. I forget what it's called, but I do need to try and go grab that because I want to try and run all of it that way and see if it's any better. But yeah, apparently you can do that. I've heard good things about it. I'm running everything through a capture card, which I think has its own kind of problems anyway, so I'm kind of looking into that a little bit. The Switcher winning with a lot of issues. Coincided a lot with the pushing Capella and AI hard. Right, that makes sense. Right, no, that makes a lot of sense. For the longest, Windows 11 had to be reskinned Windows 10. With some new security features. It was a Windows 11 since it was a hot... Oh, hidden insider preview, got you. Yeah, that kind of sucks that they just, like, flouted it with all of this, like, BS, like, extra AI shit. Because I'm like, I don't want that. You know what I mean? Like, don't give me that. Keep all this shit to yourself. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want any of that bullshit on my stuff, you know. Elara compliment. Your ears are looking pointy today. Thank you. All the better and slice you in half with. People always say my ears are like long and shit. I'm like, leave me alone. leave my ears alone, dude. The only thing with Windows 11 is there's kind of like some weird
Don't you put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby!
There's kind of like some weird stuff that like it came out with. So like for instance, like it had like audio ducking on like automatically, which was kind of weird at first. I'm like, why? And then when I reinstalled everything, or not everything, but some stuff, I'm like, it was like hard locking the volume on certain stuff. I don't know, it's weird. But I reinstalled everything and it was good. Yeah, that's why everybody says knife ears. I'm talking about audio on my second PC, the one I'm running through the through Windows 11, the new one. But I was running some audio through it, and I'm like, why is it having all these problems? It was really weird. How you doing today, Laura? I hope that covering news aspect didn't wear you down too much. Hey, I'm not gonna lie, I was doing pretty rough Wednesday. I'm doing better today. Thank you for asking. Definitely doing better today, but yeah, I'll be honest, Wednesday was pretty rough. It was nice to have a break. Just kind of relaxing and playing a game I wanted to yesterday. Really was good for my mental health. Also, like going out, like I went out. You know, I did some work. I went to a hair appointment. I went out. So I'm feeling a lot better. So this coming schedule, actually, I'm gonna call this the recharge week, chat. Because yes, we have news, but also I'm gonna be doing a lot of like here, let me find it. I'll collabs, right? So I'm gonna be doing like roadside research, Super Battle Golf, Tea Time. I'm gonna be playing Frostpunk on Tuesday. So just kind of recharging a little bit, you know, a little less news. Yeah, exactly. So I know what works. I know what does well, but I'm kind of like, yeah, I need a little recharge. So I'm gonna have fun with friends and stuff like that. Yeah, Virgil. So that actually comes from Wapper. Wapper won some kind of contest or something. I don't remember what it was. But he had requested that I play that game, so we're gonna play that one. That was his reward. Ever seen Love, Death, and Robots? Yes, I have. Yeah, I haven't played Roadside Research, so I think we're gonna be playing with a bunch of French chat. I think you're gonna like this group that I got together for that. This is gonna be with Discordia, Vicky Fight, and hopefully Tuppy. If she gets her internet fixed. This week was oof for communication. Dude, this week was oof for everything. What do you mean?
Brother,
I've never played with Discordia, so that ought to be fun. Yeah, and then I have a collab. I'm with a bunch of people for Super Battle Golf. Hold on. Let me find that group again. We're gonna be playing with Eyeless, Smuggy, Sophia, Lovingly, and Ruben so far for Super Battle Golf. You guys know Ruben. Got a place with Fufu and OB Katie Cat. Yeah, that guy. We're gonna be playing with Ruben, so that'll be fun. Yep. This week has its ups and downs with a lot of stuff. Oh, it's been nuts. It's been absolutely nuts. Did you see the Mario Galaxy movie? I did. I'm dancing on my titty. I mean, I'd rather pay for somebody to do that than you guys. Yeah, let me pay for somebody to do that, chat. Not you guys. Nah, Super Battle Golf is great. I love it. So I don't know. I got a good hang of it. Last time we played with like Hasty and everybody else. Amazing movie to Mario movie. You know, I'm gonna be honest, Nick. The pacing was god awful, but everything else was really good. Yeah, Ruben seems like a really nice guy. I've hung out with him before. I like him a lot. His timeline is just Clown World, Central Imagine, seeing Korean NFL department love to cut raccoons, rogue kills. What? That's not an Onion article. That's wild. Yeah, Twitter has just been so draining for me lately. I'm just over it, guys. I'm over it. Yeah, Borg, I'm definitely gonna do that. You know, yesterday was good to relax. Tomorrow's gonna be more of a like hanging out with friends day. So, I'm gonna be just taking it easy, guys. I am gonna, you know, be doing my normal stuff as well. Don't get me wrong, but we're still gonna do news, but I'm definitely gonna be taking a little bit more time for myself. And plus, like, you know, the subathon is gonna end. I mean, that's a W as well, guys.
Ruben sargasm. That's so exciting.
No, I'm not
Can we
replaying
get
Tamagotchi
my
Life.
gifted subs?
Yeah, see, unfortunately, Aya stole my Switch, so I can't play Tamagotchi Life. I'm kidding. She actually got me a Switch. Super Battle Golf is just actively ruining each other's day in the game, yep. It's like Mario Party. You love Reuben too. You love Reuben sandwiches. I do like Reuben sandwiches. Those are good. Yeah, those are very yummy. Yeah, okay, Aya did give me a replacement Switch. I will give her that. Every day I think I'm too sober for this. Same thing, Jade, same thing. Nah, the subathon's gonna be over like tomorrow, guys. It's gonna be fine. Don't worry, we got this. Extend the subathon. You say that's not what I said. That's even close to what I said. Hello, Lara. Hello, our army. Don't look behind you, but there's a snake that hates Markiplier lurking. Okay, what exactly is that all about? Because I see people talking about that. I don't think I understand that exactly. What is the whole thing with that, chat? Can somebody explain that to me? Because, why is there a snake that hates Markiplier? Okay, yeah, I haven't really checked general chat in a while, so that might be why. I'm sorry, guys. I've been very just trying to, like, I don't know, disconnect off social media, you know what I mean? It's a snake that for whatever reason doesn't like Marky. Doesn't, like, watch Marky and doesn't like him because of that? Like, what's the context of that? It's a cute chain of events. Okay, I gotta look into it because I don't know anything about that. Yo, Borg, thank you for the 2 gifted subs. I appreciate you, dude. Thank you so much. Someone keeps showing their pet snake Markiplier videos, and the snake acts hostile whenever he's on screen. Oh, okay, I get it. That's funny. Did you know Jacksepticeye is connected to Bloodborne? Virgil, did you know that I'm talking about the Bloodborne movie? It's in my title. I love how everybody like tries to tell me stuff, and I'm like, yeah, I kind of already know. You guys understand I get up like 3 hours before I start streaming to look at the news, right? I can send you the 4 shorts. It's cute. Yeah, do it walk. Do it walk. I would love to see it. Send it my way. Huh? No way. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't you know, totally put it in the title without knowing that, right? So, sorry, I'm a Yu-Gi-Oh player. I don't read. Oh yeah, it's fine. Yeah, that's what I hear. Elara, did you know Elara is a woman? No, I'm not. I'm a man. Shut the fuck up, time. How dare you invalidate all of the smart Twitter users? What the fuck is wrong with you? Somebody fire this Thai guy. How dare you, dude? How dare you invalidate my manliness? What the fuck is wrong with you, dude? I worked hard for this moment. You can't take it away from me. What the fuck?
The drama these past few days has got me hungover, boss.
Yep.
Like holy. On a brighter note, glad that Jack is making a Bloodborne movie, so
No, I'm so
finally
excited
a
for that.
topic I'm autistic in
I'm so
love.
excited for him to take it over because he's a very passionate guy, right? Yeah, they're not boobs or pecs, guys. I've really been working on my chest muscles, you know? I want to see the title stop said Johnny Somali being found guilty in Catman, you looking at YouTube or you looking at Twitch? Yeah, maybe you're looking at the one on YouTube. Man, I can't wait in 60 years when they make a Kingdom Hearts movie, right? I feel like the new thing is basically to make like video game movies out of everything. That's what everybody's doing now. Oh, Oh, I was like, wait a second. What? I'm like, that's not in my playlist. What the fuck? That freaked me out. Jack Black and Blood. Yes, I can't wait for Jack Black to come into the Bloodborne movie and just fucking scream, "This is Bloodborne! The old blood! Doll waifus!" It's gonna be the best movie of all time. Jack Black, Chris Radon. Sweetheart, Radon is in Elden Ring, not Bloodborne, you uncultured fuck. Which one will the title gets cut off? Oh, got you. Vampire jockey. Yes, that's exactly what we're gonna get from fucking Jack Black. Oh my god. That's crazy. The trailer for Doomsday drops today, right? I don't know. I did see that there was an early preview. Does it come out today? Black to go up to the giant church and be like, this must be the place where the blood was born.
Drink your milk.
I fucking hate it here.
Or should I? I hate it.
You're going to be small and stunted forever if you keep using that stupid excuse! Shut up! I don't have to drink it if I don't wanna!
Yeah, he's gonna be like, you know what, maybe 55, but you know, I'm not really an old hunter per se. I hate it here so much, dude. I hate it, sir. I hate it here so much. You can make so many fucking jokes about that game. I don't know how that's gonna work. Jack Black is a treasure, even when the movie is bad, he's still entertaining. Yeah, I mean, he carried the Minecraft movie. I haven't finished Bloodborne and it's making me mad. But I think we need to do a playthrough of Bloodborne in honor of the game coming out, but we need to do a really crazy run. Like bare fists only. To be honest, all the From Software games take place in the same universe, just different time periods and locations. Have they actually proven that, Scythe? Yeah, I don't think they've proven that. Meeting Elara, first of all, I'd like to say I'm a big fan. Yeah, it's a Pick a Destiny reference. Bro, I love Pick a Destiny. That is such a good movie. I don't care what anybody says. That is a great movie. We really need to do a playthrough at one point. I mean, I did one on stream one time. My first ever playthrough, actually. Yeah, that's right. I never played Bloodborne till like 2 years ago, Chad. I'm sorry. Ooh, the Backrooms movie. That one looks good, too. I thought they were working on a Subnautica movie. I thought they were already doing that. Just finished watching the Final Fantasy Live Ladder. I'm supposed to be a special guest. Oh, I did see that too, Square. I'll talk about that a little bit more on God, what day is that? I can't even think of what day it is. I will talk a little bit more about that coming up on Sunday when we get through VTuber news. Yeah, no, I didn't play it till like 2 years ago. But man, it was good. It was so good. I'd be down to do another run. I'm still waiting on those 100 subs to do a bare fist only run in a Dark Souls game. Although I don't think I would like it as much as School of Rock. Yeah, School of Rock is like, honestly, might be his best movie. Like Jack Black, like, universe movie. School of Rock might be the best, actually. Not really possible through some names to crossover between the Souls games and the Armor Core games. Yeah, I guess, like, Patches, right? Patches is in every game, so I guess loosely Patches is at least in there somewhere, right? He would be the only one I think that would be tied into it that way, though, right? Yeah, I think Patches would be the only one that I can imagine. Yeah, it's definitely Kung Fu Panda, the first movie. Oh, the first Kung Fu Panda, that's a good movie too. Oh, that's tough, dude. There's so many good ones. I mean, it's Jack Black, right? He's cooking on whatever he does. Yeah, Kung Fu Panda was honestly such a good movie. Final Fantasy 17. Wait, nah. We're still in like 16, are we? Aren't we on 15? I don't even know what fucking Final Fantasy we're on anymore. As best movie is Kung Fu Panda 2. We need Jack Black on an anime dub. You know, I'm pretty sure he probably did. I think I saw the other day. I don't know if this is true. Let me check. Apparently, Bryan Cranston was in some anime. Kind of like an older one. Oh yeah, no, he was. He was Fei Long in Street Fighter 2, the animated movie. Isn't that crazy, right? Bryan Cranston played like a bunch of roles in anime before he actually like, of course went on to be super big. He was in the Macross Plus OVA as well. Yeah, I mean, wild, right? Yeah, wild. I didn't even know that. Kung Fu Panda is probably Jack Black's best performance, even its VA. I don't know, man. Just School of Rock for me. Yeah, his range as an actor is actually absurd. Not even counting his voice or anything like that. I've never seen those, but I think I saw like a short about it on Twitter the other day, and I was like, wait, what the fuck? That's real? I'm looking forward to the new Street Fighter movie. It looks really good. I don't know shit about it. School of Rock is on right now. Oh my god, that's like one of my favorite movies. I love that movie. At one point, I learned how to play that one riff from the song they play at the end of the concert. You know what I'm talking about? Wait, he was in Saving Private Ryan too. I haven't seen that in so long, honestly. Belle, I need to go back and watch it. Also, can we get a shout out for Belle? What's up, cutie? How are you? Yeah, what is that song called? Let me find it really quick. We push through. Yeah, I think just for me next week, I'm gonna be hanging out with friends a lot, doing some collabs, just kind of hanging out, making it easier. You know what I mean? Like, I think I've just kind of been struggle busting a little bit, but I'll be all right. I'll be all right, guys. I'm doing better. I'm doing better. Oh goodness, stretch. I did stretch this morning. Fuck, I was in such a rush today because there was so much news and I had to fix up my other PC to make sure like Windows 11 installed correctly, make sure everything was like on it. So I didn't really get to do my normal morning routine, but at least I got some leftovers from Texas Roadhouse for lunch. So hell yeah! I've seen that one censored. Actually, I think we saw that. I think we saw that with Ema. Actually, he was showing us all those little commercials. That was super cool. Yeah, he was like super young too. It was wild. Oh, sweet young Jack Black. That was cool. All right, chat. You know what time it is. Everybody type news in the chat. And let's get the fuck right into it, chat. I am going to hop right into the, some of our bigger stories. But I do want to go talk about a little bit of gaming news first. A little bit of movie news. And then we will immediately hop into the Sykkuno stuff. Because I know that, well, that's probably what you're mostly here for, right? So we'll get into it immediately because there's a lot to discuss. By the way, chat, if you have not already, don't forget to type !plush where you can pre-order my plushie, guys. It's super cute. Go grab it up right now, guys. I don't want you to miss out on it, okay? No. It's Sykkuno Midoriya. No, see you. It's Sykkuno Midoriya, okay? So anyway, let's talk about a little bit of gaming news really quick. And first up, guys, looks like Pikmin actually having a bit of an update here. Pikmin going on to, you might remember this was the super knockoff game that literally has fucking Link inside of it and ripped off Charizard. They also ripped off like a fan. They designed a super just basically like rip-off game, right? Well, they decided to change their name from Pikmin to Pikmos to better align with its brand and lore. Going on to say, dear players, since the beginning of development, we have dedicated to building a unique and profound ecological world. To better align with our brand identity and lore, our title is officially changing from Pikmin to Pikmos. What does most mean? A complete ecosystem, a grand cosmos. This name carries a great, powerful presence, acting as a better vessel for the fantasy adventure we are building for you. But we cute creatures are still collectively known as Pikmin, seeing the world of Pikmos. So remember, chat, they're still Pikmin. They're just changing the name to Pikmos. It's so dumb. You can't make this up. So I'm very interested to see how much this game is probably going to ultimately flop. Or at least, like, I don't know, see all the craziness going on behind this game, right? So I'll let you know, guys. I'll be keeping up with it. But for now, that is what's going on with it. In other news as well, guys, Steel Wolf Studio has now announced an update, or I'm sorry, more to FNAF in the Secret of the Mimic. Let's take a look, guys. har. I'm Freddy Fazbear. I'm gonna get you and I'm gonna make you scared. That's already in hot water on stream. Oh, you need steam? I mean, I believe that. That was glorious. Yeah, so here is Secret of the Minute VR chat. Guys, I'm not fucking playing that. I'm not playing that. You cannot make me play that shit. I will never play that game in the history of ever. There is no fucking way. Bro, I'm not playing that game. Nope. Sub goal. All right, 100 subs right now. No, wait. 200 subs right now. 200 subs, and I will play that. There you go. I'll play that and do a fist-only run. 200 subs. There you go. Okay, never ask me again, okay, chat? I'll make it 500. Dude, I feel like 200 is pretty good. In other news as well, guys, it looks like we get an update to Marvel Rivals coming in from Kingsman. You guys might remember that we had the whole Kingsman debacle going on with Sasa and all those other players, right? Well, looks like we finally got an official sticker inside Marvel Rivals that says, playing for the vibes. That's fucking insane. They actually added the fucking vibes. I'm just playing for the vibes, dude. Even if it's for like 20K, you know? This is wild as fuck. I absolutely love this. This is like one of my most favorites. They actually added playing for the vibes. There it is, chat. Love it so much. That killed me. Speaking of Marvel Rivals, it does also look like that we have Black Cat getting added into the game coming up on April 17th, chat. Yeah, I need a hand check though. Hand check, chat.
Steal a win. Good fortune for me.
What? Yeah, so she has like a looting system. You can buy upgrades for yourself. Yep, I was gonna say that today.
Let's make a deal.
Yeah, see, so you can purchase items for yourself to boost things for yourself. You can pull flying characters down, go through walls. She has a lot of really cool there's a really cool system behind her. So definitely go check her out, chat. Certainly go look into this if you're excited, because it does come out later today, chat. Yeah, she has a lot going on with her character. In other news as well, I did want to talk to you a little bit about an update for Stop Killing Games, guys. That is right. Ross Scott, of course, from Accursed Farms, really the head of the Stop Killing Games, movement, actually ended up going to European Parliament. And he wanted to argue that when a game reaches its end of life, publishers should be required to leave in a functional, playable state, such as through offline modes or private servers, without needing ongoing support or source code releases. Members of the European Parliament questioned the group on topics including the illusion of digital ownership, parallels to right to repair laws, and the need for clear information on point of sale. The European Commission is required to provide a formal response by July 27th. So this is really great, guys. This did go really far. It's up in Parliament now. There has to be an official response issued as well. So, are you serious, Wapper? What the fuck, dude? Are you serious? Wapper! Why would you do this to me? Wapper, what the fuck, dude? I'm so glad he clicked it up. Are you fucking serious, dude? Oh my god. Oh my god. Wait, so I only have to play the FNAF game, right, chat? Yeah, I only have to play the FNAF game, right, chat? Dude, Wapper, thank you so much for the 200 gifted subs. Oh my god, can we get a Wapper as Pog? Wapper, I was just telling everybody I'm playing your game. Frostbite coming up. Or no, not Frostbite, Frostpunk. Coming up Tuesday. Oh my god. Wapper, what the fuck? Dude, thank you so much. Wait, so wait. So I only have to play the FNAF game, right? You guys don't care about the fist only thing, right? We're not doing that, right, chat? Yeah, we're not doing that, right, guys?
No.
Oh no. Oh no. Did I fuck myself? Nah, just one. It doesn't have to be both, right, guys? Yeah, guys, it doesn't have to be both, right? Here, I'll run the poll. Just say no. Just say no. No, just say no. I don't have to do both, right? Yeah, just say no. Yeah, do I have to do both? The answer is no, guys. Just type no. Make sure you type no. Okay, don't ask why. Just type no. I don't want to fight Freddy Fazbear VR. Fuck, dude. Wapper, thank you so much for the 200. But what the actual fuck, dude? I don't want to fucking fight Freddy fucking Fazbear. Oh my god, I'm so fucked, dude. I am so fucked. Damn it. Are y'all serious? I mean, funny. How am I supposed to do a fucking bare fist only chat? You will be... Oh my god, I'm so fucked. Nah, it can't be that bad, right, chat? Bare fist only. Holy shit. What if another 200? Okay, another 200. I will fist Freddy Fazbear. And just like you think it is for. Flapper, thank you so much, dude. Oh my god, you're wild, man. Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you so much. But what the fuck? Oh my god, I'm so fucked, dude. I'm so fucked. Alright, well, I'll let you know when all that's gonna be going down, chat. Fuck. Wait, when does it come out? Hold on. Secret of the Mimic. Oh my god. Oh, very soon to spring after new trailer shop. Okay. Fuck, dude. So that means it's like tomorrow. Like, you know what I mean? Like, when elara will learn to stop saying. Shut up, chat. Thank you so much. I appreciate Wapper. Let's get a Wapper W as we continue, guys. Thank you so much. So this is a really, really great breakthrough, guys. Of course, for, stop killing games. That's awesome. Another news as well, guys. I do want to mention to you some stuff going on with the movies. As you guys might know, I just want to mention this to you, but, hope I'm not late. Yo, what's up, Vicky? How are you, sweetheart? Oh my god, Wapper just dropped 200 subs, and now I have to play fucking, Five Nights at Freddy in VR, and I also have to do a bare fist only run in a Dark Souls game. I'm fucked, dude. Of course, guys, if you don't know, Glitch Production actually talking about there's a theatrical release of the Digital Circus finale. I don't know if you know this, chat. But of course, they go on to say this one event has the potential to change how the entire industry views indie animation. This works if we get through YouTube animated series into thousands of theaters globally. Opens the door not just for us, but for many other creators, many projects in the future of original creator-led storytelling. Guys, there is so much cool stuff going on right now. Kind of starting right with Markiplier. Now we're seeing things like this. We're seeing a lot more theaters pick up this movie as well. This really is something that is super duper cool, guys. So definitely talk about it. Reddit, continue to let everybody know this is a really, really big deal. Oh, good. We're sitting on the couch ready to watch elara news. Hell yeah. Give your pupper a pat for me. That's the one thing I miss about having my puppy. I miss going on runs with her. I miss that a lot. Going on runs is not the same by yourself, you know? In other news as well, guys, unfortunately, I don't really know how to tell you this, but the entirety of the new Avatar movie got leaked. That's right. Reportedly, Nickelodeon had been hacked, and the hacker released the entire Avatar movie, The Legend of Aang, The Last Airbender. That is right. You know, that movie that was supposed to release later this year. Yeah, I got leaked, chat. The entirety of the whole fucking thing. So, let's kind of read up exactly what happened during this entire thing, because it's like a whole debacle, guys. It's pretty crazy.
Hundreds of artists worked all through, even with the constant fear of losing their jobs. People were excited because it was going to be on the big screen. Production is done. Paramount says, now guys, we are putting on our streaming platform instead. People filed petitions. Crickets.
Yeah, of course they throw the petitions in there, right? And that doesn't actually like do anything, sadly, because most of the time these companies are not going to listen to their fans anyway, except if it's Sonic.
In the last 48 hours, an hacker group leaked the whole movie for free. Millions of people have watched it. The videos have been taken down from X, but people are sharing links to download.
Everywhere, chat.
It is everywhere.
It's really, really crazy.
The only way to come back is for Paramount to release this on the big screen or lose out big time. It's so sad to see people's work just dumped online with no respect to creators. The corporations are evil, but please, the animators that worked on this deserve a chance for their work to be shown properly.
And that's the biggest problem, right, Chad? I mean, like, don't get me wrong. I understand, like, big business sometimes they're really shitty, but I mean, it's also really shitty to kind of undermine all the hard work the animators put out on this, right? Of course, this is actually Greg Baldwin. He's actually the new Uncle Iroh since Mako passed away, but he goes on to say, knowing firsthand how rigid Nickelodeon's security protocols are, RE scripts, etc., how the fuck does an entire movie get emailed to a random person? Curiouser and curiouser. So, very, very crazy situation, chat. I do feel bad for just all the people that worked really hard for this. I do know a lot of people, you know, don't like the big business part of it, but for somebody going to hack just because maybe they don't like that, I don't know their motives, right, of course, but look at the situation. It's just, it's pretty depressing for everybody that actually spent the time to work on this, right? Yeah, really, really sad. So, want to let you know what's going on with it, chat, but again, very crazy. Now, somebody mentioned this earlier, guys. We're not going to watch the whole video, but I think it comes out later today. But apparently, the Avengers Doomsday trailer is dropping very soon. We did have the CinemaCon trailer. Well, there was a trailer played at CinemaCon of everything, right? So there's some certain people that, you know, have been able to see early, got flown out early. I've been watching some of these videos. It seems very promising. So you can either wait for their trailer, or of course you can listen to people's first-hand experience of it. But it seems very promising, chat. Of course, also Godzilla Minus Zero actually just dropped their first trailer, chat. And it looks wild as fuck. Let's go take a look.
If their operation fails, maybe we'll finally get...
Oh god, he's coming to America. We're screwed. This is gonna be awesome. So, there you go, guys. That is for the new Godzilla Minus Zero, chat. Very exciting. Of course, also, I don't really know how to tell you about this. I didn't even know this was a thing, but I kind of wonder why it's a thing, right? Coming here from Call of Duty, lock it in. The Call of Duty movie drops into theaters on June 30th, 2028. Why?
Brother, this guy
why do we need this? Like, don't get me wrong, guys. I understand that, you know, we're really doing a lot of gaming movies, right? But like, I don't know how I feel about this one, guys. I mean, maybe we'll see how it goes. I don't know. I don't think this is gonna end very well. I mean, I know we have the Halo music playing, but think about the Halo TV series, right? That was god awful. Yeah, I don't even care if Steven Spielberg is gonna direct it. I think that, I don't know. I don't think Call of Duty translates well to like a movie or TV setting. So exactly, like I don't think the plot is really there. So we'll see though, chat. Gotta give it a chance, I guess. However, even bigger news, chat. Jacksepticeye, you guys know Jacksepticeye, is actually working with Sony. He's producing it to create an R-rated Bloodborne animated movie, guys. This is so fucking cool. I'm so excited about this. Dude, I've literally been jumping up and down. I'm like, yes! This is awesome. Of course, Jacksepticeye goes on to say it's a dream come true. I get to announce I'm producing a Bloodborne R-rated animated movie. with Sony, I can't say much else about it, but I will pour everything I have into this. Awesome. So let's get see what Jack has to say about it. And him producing the animated Bloodborne movie, chat.
I get to say the words that are going to come out of my mouth. And a lot of you have probably seen the news already, but I get to produce an R-rated Bloodborne animated feature film. I have to make sure I get all the words right. I don't want to mess any of this up, but
Sorry, I was choking on my spit when I tried to talk, so that was really great. I think this is really good news for Bloodborne fans because we've all been waiting for a really long time to get something Bloodborne related, right? I think that if this goes well, or they're already doing it, this might actually be in line with maybe a Bloodborne remake or even like a follow-up. This is good news overall for Bloodborne fans. It gives us hope that we might actually get the remake or something, right, chat?
How insane is that? That is literally
we've been waiting forever for this.
It's the biggest thing that I've ever been able to announce
nothing about
as part
it,
of my YouTube channel, as part of my career. I said something.
We're all starting for
years ago
Bloodborne.
at,
I know I am.
2024. Somebody asked
I've
me
been
what
waiting.
I was
I'm
working
like,
on in the background.
please.
And I said that there was something I was working on that I couldn't talk about yet, but if it went ahead, it was going to be the biggest thing of my career. It was the most excited for a project I had ever been.
Bro, I am actually legitimately huffing the hopium right now. I'm like, like I'm sucking that shit in.
Based on anything that I've done prior. And this is it. This is literally the dream project that I've always wanted to be able to work on. And I never thought that it would actually happen. I live and breathe From Software games, but Bloodborne specifically is my top tier, highest echelon of game. I have a tattoo of the hunter's mark on my body. I have giant statues.
Yeah, I mean, he has like all the
hunter,
statues and shit.
And
you know anything about Jack? He loves his From Soft, but Bloodborne for him is like actually everything. It's he loves
behind
it.
me. I have a tiny lamp of the messengers behind me. Because
no, I want that. That's cool as fuck.
I adore this franchise. Bloodborne is like the thing that I wake up and play video games for. It is the top of the top. It's the most exciting thing ever to be able to announce this and to sit back and know something about it and just kind of like sit there and grin and bear it until you're allowed to announce anything about it and hear other people talk about Bloodborne in the background and just be like, oh man, I know something, but I'm not allowed to tell you.
Man, what are they going to do next, chat? Make an Elden Ring movie? I mean, that'd be nuts,
about
right?
This. So to have that come out now is just, it's the honor of my life to be able to say something about this, to be related to
now
anything
we just need
Bloodborne.
a PC port. Well, I mean, I'll tell you, Thunderboy. Sorry, Flim moment. Don't tell anybody else, but I mean, technically there is a PC port, but you know, you gotta do a little custom creation on your PC, but you know, there's already a port of it. Just don't tell From Software, okay?
Is just the coolest thing.
Or
that I've ever
don't
been able
tell
to do.
Sony
And I've done a
in
lot
particular.
Of cool stuff in my
don't tell
career as a
Sony.
YouTuber, but this I think just takes the cake. This is the coolest thing that I've ever.
They
been
might
able to
just seal the
announce
seven
that I'm proud
Cs
of.
a little
so to
bit.
talk
Exactly.
a little bit about it, as much as I'm allowed to, it's hot off
just
the
a little
presses,
bit.
and I'm not allowed to say much about the project other than announcing it. Sony talked about it yesterday at CinemaCon. Sony Pictures got up and talked about their slate of things that are coming out, like Spider-Man, and they showed off Resident Evil, which sounds incredible, and I'm a huge fan of Zach Cregger, so I'm very excited about that. But they also announced
it's a yard moment,
Bloodborne
exactly. It's a yard moment,
feature
chat.
in the middle of that as well, and it happened at like 4 a.m. my time, and I was sitting there. I went to bed at 6 a.m. last night, and I was so giddy I couldn't do anything.
Dude, I would not be able to keep that in. I'm not gonna lie.
Like 4 hours.
If I knew that I was directing a movie about a game I'm so passionate about, there's no fucking way. I would not be able to keep that in.
Leading up to it, my heart was pounding. Believe in this so much. I'm so passionate about anything From Software related in general, but Bloodborne specifically is like the thing that I am most passionate about when it comes to gaming. That's the thing that I am going to pour all of my passion, my energy, and my soul into to try and make this as good as possible. I am going to fight so hard to make this amazing. I know a lot of you are going to be surprised to hear that my name is attached to this thing, again, I'm a producer. I'm not the writer or director of this. That stuff will come out later about who's involved. But as
still,
the
fact that
producer
you're
of it,
producing it is
whatever
a big deal.
is within my power to be able to do, I will do
he
it.
has a lot of power,
Tooth
actually.
and nail to make this thing the best it possibly can be from my standpoint. I assure you, I promise you, I'm not going into this and taking it lightly. I know what an absolute gigantic honor it is. No one knows that better than I do.
Yeah, I mean, his job is very, very important.
I'm trying to express how much I care about this, and I'm trying to express how passionate I am about it. I don't know if it's coming across or if it just sounds like words, but I really, really am. This is something that I'm going to pour everything I have
the fact
into.
he's even in this at all.
I feel like this is what I was
a very
put on this
promising
earth
thing,
to do.
right, Chad?
This is
That's a
what
very
my North Star is. This
good
is what
thing, right?
everything I've been doing has led towards, to try and like get to this place. And I'm very serious about filmmaking. I'm very serious about movies in general. I absolutely adore the medium, and I love gaming. And
I think it's really cool that two really big YouTubers that a lot of us grew up with, or at least like watched a lot of, are now becoming like the next step, right? They go from YouTube to doing like these full-on movies. First we have Markiplier, now we have Jack. I mean, this is incredible, guys. This is exactly what you want to see,
These are the two things that I'm most passionate about in my life. So to be able to marry them together and to be able to do something with something that I'm so passionate about as my favorite game ever made. I have dozens and dozens of hours in the original PS4 version that came out. And then I just went ham on the other version. And I play it at least twice a year. I live and breathe this game. I probably have a cumulative like 600 to 700 hours in it.
PewDiePie's
So I'm going to be really annoying about this. I'm going to be talking
anymore.
about this any chance I get. Any new information I have, any updates, any announcements towards who's involved, when it's happening, what it looks like, anything like that, I am going to be chewing your ears off about it. I am going to bang this drum so hard, and I'm relying on...
This is also the cool part too, because Jack can also like keep us a little bit informed, you know what I mean? Like, he'll talk about it often, share with us little teasers, stuff like that, as much as he's legally allowed to. But I think this is really cool.
Not only my audience, but anybody that's watching this, to really just rally behind this. Hunters rally behind this and make it a big deal, because it is. And I'm so pumped. I can't wait. I was like shaking and like tearful last night when it got announced, and I had like 10 tabs open, and I was reading so much feedback about it. I was reading everybody's comments about it. I was perusing the internet and fishing through everything I would too.
If I was in charge of something so cool, I'd do the exact same thing. I'd be so pumped about it.
I promise you, I'm going to do my best, my absolute best. I'm going to put everything I have into this and try my best to make it as good as possible. Anyway, that's kind of all I have.
I believe you, dude. I absolutely believe you.
I wish I had more to be able to talk about, but all in good time. I can't believe I'm able to like make this video. I can't believe I'm able to have my name and Bloodborne in like.
I think he's gonna do good as well.
It's just so cool, man. I'm so.
I believe it.
I feel so privileged, and I don't take that honor.
There's not a lot of people I would trust.
Watching. Not
to do this project, right?
It's not April Fool's.
I think Jack is one of the people I would trust.
Thank you so much. Yay.
Yeah, I think I would explicitly trust him. He has passion. He cares about it. He understands the lore, which is going to be the hardest part about, you know, doing a Bloodborne movie, right? Is making sure that you're integrating all of this lore in an easily like digestible way. I think that's going to be really tough. But I believe in him. I think he's going to do it, guys. So let's go, Jack. If Jacksepticeye told me where to go in a boxing ring, I put all my money on Jack. Yeah, exactly. Me too. So guys, let's talk for a moment here. Actually, I'm gonna do a little stretch because we have to take a look at what's going on with Sykkuno chat. You guys ready? Everybody ready? Type 1 in the chat. Oh my god. Oh my god, chat. This whole situation is it continues to devolve and devolve and devolve. There seems to be more and more stuff that comes out, and there also is a lot of people victim blaming. There's a lot of people that are carrying the conversation in a really strange way, making some strange arguments. And I want to talk about all of those with you today, because I know that we've talked about this for a really long time, multiple days of coverage. And I think that there's parts of it that I want to share with you, because I've had discussion with my friends about this. I told you guys I reacted to it a little bit while we were playing our game yesterday. I was like, well, give me a little bit of time to kind of marinate on this. And I don't think my takes are crazy, but I think my takes are going to be a little different than what you might be expecting, right? So, but I do want to take a look here, just kind of rewind a little bit at some of the other stuff that's surrounding other things that came before the apology. So, of course, guys, you might remember Mujin made a statement, quote retweeting Powder here, going on to talk about like, secretly dating a black guy, etc. Right? But my stance on this is like, I don't think Mujin should have made this post at all. It gives people a reason to attack him and detract from his video, but also trying to go head to head with Powder on Twitter. That's just not gonna work out, guys. I don't know. That's like trying to, pull up with like a grass Pokemon and fight a fire type. It's not gonna work out in your favor. It's really not gonna work. You do not have the terrain advantage, right? And I feel like arguing with Powder on Twitter is just not the way to go, right? So sadly, Mujin definitely got dunked on for this. I don't feel like he should have made a statement in the first place. But Powder did actually end up responding to this chat. We have not talked about that yet. We just started, literally. So anyway, let's go take a look here at what Powder had to say in response, to this as well, right? People talking about it. Powder saying, like, I haven't dated anybody who's brown or black. Mujin is actually schizo posting, right? So let's listen to what Powder has to say.
For the record, because unfortunately Mujin has a sizable influence and people are unsure why he brought up my personal dating life. I've never dated outside my race, white. Mujin was legitimately schizo posting and threatening me with an expose video. I must have hit a nerve when I said unreliable narrator.
I mean, again, I don't know what this line is about. Somebody said it was like to make fun of some other post or some other video that he did. I don't really know exactly. To be honest, whatever happens with Powder and her personal relationship, it's not our business, and I don't really care. But I mean, it does look like Mujin said so when this video eventually comes out about me being canceled by audience for saying I haven't dated a black guy. I mean, I guess he's talking about the fact that Powder has made some very racially insensitive comments and memes and things like that as well. Right, the racist AI generated stuff. So, I mean, fundamentally, if this was to come out, this would ruin her brand, right? And obviously the narrative of who she is as a person, right? Well, I mean, she says this isn't true, so I don't know. I'm not really sure why Mujin said this. Again, I don't think we're ever going to know. It's just weird, right? But I want to share with you what Powder responded about the whole thing. What we did get, though, was another experience actually coming here from Luminous Dove. And here we go. Putting out says, I'm sure this week has been difficult for many, including myself. Yeah, exactly. Like, I don't really care who you date, right? It's whatever. I mean, yeah, it would be hypocritical with all the stuff that she's put out, but even then, it's still kind of not our business. So I don't know why he said that. I would just, again, my whole thought about Powder is don't feed the troll, right? Just walk away. So I have her muted, The amount of people Sykkuno has hurt has been heartbreaking. I feel quite scatterbrained. For those of you in my community that maybe don't know, Sykkuno was my best friend during COVID. Although we haven't been as close as we used to be for a while now, I had so many good memories with him, and I'm sure his community did too, which is why this has been all the more painful. I think somebody you knew could do this really upsets me in a way I didn't know I could. I'm not going to delve into the person I thought I knew him to be, nor am I excusing what he's done, but just giving a reason why I'm so deeply hurt. So again, this is just another person that, was lied to, right? Hope everybody has been affected. His girlfriend, his community, and friends take time to process their feelings. Admittedly, it's been a struggle for me. I'm not going to get into further detail on stream, so please don't tune in hoping to ask me any questions. I'm only human, and I'm still trying to understand how and why this all happened. So this is her post chat, just sharing her experiences. Now, Sykkuno did actually decide to release an apology chat, and I want to talk about this for a bit, right? This is a very, very, very crazy apology, right? In my opinion, it's very manipulative, and I'm going to talk about that. But, guys, I feel like with Sykkuno, right? We've watched him before. you've seen that Lily Pichu clip I showed you yesterday. He's like, oh, like, don't feel so bad when you're here with me. You know, really giving like the Deku vibe, right? And that's why I've been calling him like Sykkuno Midoriya. Really just a Deku kind of My Hero Academia vibe, right? I mean, I thought it was really funny. A lot of people thought it was really funny that he really was putting up this vibe. In fact, guys, other people thought that was really funny too. Also to the fact that somebody said, first VA to read this in a Deku voice is going triple platinum. I mean, wouldn't it be crazy if somebody actually decided to do that? You know, like maybe somebody like, oh, I don't know, the actual voice actor for Deku, Justin Printer. That is right, guys. Justin Printer actually decided to straight up read Sykkuno's apology in Deku's voice. So, you know, I'm going to let him read it to you, and then we'll go back to the actual document. Here you go, guys. Enjoy this because I was dying.
I would like to apologize to everyone I have disappointed. Most of all, to my girlfriend. I am so sorry I put you through so much. I never want to make these mistakes again and hurt you and the people I care about. I was...
I can't, Chad, I can't.
And I own and fully admit that. I lied to
this
people
is peak.
and told them I was single, which I know is not right. I'm sorry to all of the people that I hurt by doing this. The following is not an attempt to minimize what I have done.
How could you do this to me, Kanchan?
However, I have seen some false accusations about me that are not true.
Guys,
I
this
cannot
is way
allow
better than
false
me reading
accusations and such extreme labels to be placed on me. I do understand that the people making these claims did it from a place of hurt. So please, do not send any more hate to anyone. I just want the situation to get better. And I wish them the best.
I cannot.
My girlfriend and I didn't respond quickly because we were already working on our relationship and communication before all this happened. Having so much private information exposed to the public has made it incredibly difficult for us to heal together. I will be taking a break from streaming and the internet to better myself and give us the time we need to try and improve our relationship. Thank you for reading, and I will continue to learn and grow from this experience.
What a fucking legend.
My girlfriend wanted to share her experience. Below is a message written by
All Might would be disappointed in him and regret ever giving him all for one.
Yeah, that's every plus ultra of you, bro. That's every plus ultra of you. So, of course, this is Sykkuno's part. However, chat, what he does go on to include here is my girlfriend wanted to share experience below as a message written by her. So, I want to throw something out here really quick, chat. And I'm not saying that this is likely, but I want to throw this as maybe a 1% possibility, right? Now, it is possible that somebody would speak out against this as well, but I do want to at least put this in your head a little bit, right, chat? Just to kind of consider for a moment, right? So, this says that it's from my girlfriend, right? Some people are saying it's very similar to her writing style, etc., right? I do want to put the 1% possibility. This might not have actually been written by her, okay? So, I don't know. Again, I don't want to lean into that too heavily, right? But I do want to point out that we don't have any proof for sure 100% that this came from her, right? We're trusting Sykkuno, who is, well, a manipulator and a liar, right? To put this out. I don't know. Now, some people have been saying, you know, she could have come out with her own X account and, you know, put this out or disprove if it isn't her, etc., right? So, again, I do want to put that out there into the realm of possibility. Again, it's like a 1%. Yeah, I don't think this Sykkuno would actually go on to go this far to lie about this, but he does have a history of manipulation, a history of dishonesty and lying. So I think that it's worth mentioning because it could be a possibility, right, chat? So anyway, let me read this to you. The girlfriend goes on to say, Hi there. I want to start by saying to thank you to those who have been checking on me and wishing me well during a difficult time. It's been extremely heartbreaking to learn everything I know now. And going through this has been one of the hardest things I've ever been put through in my life. I've been tossed around from all sides. Me and my reality have been constantly shattered. Though no matter how broken I am, I never wanted this to be public. It deeply hurts me I wasn't given a choice in that, or even just warned that this would be happening at all. I didn't want this. Even after the fact, I wish they would have at least checked in on me or asked how I felt about everything, but I haven't heard anything from the people involved since this all came out. I understand that those involved with him have been hurt as well, but I don't believe my feelings were considered in this situation at all. Having my worst fears become my reality and put on full display and used for profit for everyone to see is absolutely mortifying. It truly feels like a nightmare. It is already hard enough trying to work through things in private. This has just added another layer of difficulty and stress on top of everything. It's made it so much harder for me to cope. Prior to all this becoming public, we were already making changes to improve our relationship. And while I could have chosen to ultimately leave, I made the decision to stay with the hopes of repairing our relationship together. So guys, she's actually going to be staying with him. This was like a TLDR on this, right? Even though all the things I've learned are incredibly disappointing and shocking, I don't think they are irredeemable. It's been hard handling things unfold this way, but I really believe this will be a step in the right direction. With time, I hope everyone can focus on healing and being better versions of themselves. Right, so I don't know again. So here's a few things I want to say, chat. Here's what I want to talk about. So, number one, whatever happens in their relationship is between them, right? If she wants to stay, that's her decision, right? We can't really judge that, right? I mean, I think that she should not stay, in my opinion, because I think cheaters are always cheaters. But, you know, that's up to her, right? I'm not their relationship. I'm not in a relationship. I can't really say, right? It's not up to me. It's her choice. But I do want to point out as well, in this apology, right? He doesn't actually apologize to anybody in particular, right? So he says, like, I lied to people and told them I was single. I'm sorry to all the people that I've hurt by doing this, right? So, you know, he says hurt, not lied to, right? So he doesn't even point out somebody in particular. It's very generic. So he doesn't tie specific people to the cheating or anything like that. He doesn't mention like how many times or where or any of that stuff, right? He's just like, yeah, I cheated. Sorry to everybody disappointed, right? So it's almost like kind of in the lack of pointing some of that out. It almost like it's watering it down, right? It makes it feel a lot more like he's more innocent. It's very manipulative, in my opinion, right? And I'm sure that these words were chosen on purpose to kind of push down a lot of the backlash, right? It feels very like PRS, which isn't bad, right? Considering that, you know, this craziness is, you know, going on. I'm sure that you want to get somebody that knows what they're talking about, right? But I do want to point out, it certainly waters down a lot of specifics. It says lying. It doesn't, or I'm sorry, it says, no, hurting, right? It does say like I lied to people, but it doesn't point out anybody in particular. Now, what I also want to talk about is people's responses to this, and a lot of people very upset about the girlfriend, right? And people being upset with Mao, and people being upset with Mujin. So let's talk about this for a moment, chat. I want to go look at the responses and just kind of look at this, right? So like Legal Mindset says, grounds for a lawsuit over this are weak due to anonymity and journalistic protection, but grounds from an apology to Sykkuno's girlfriend are clear. Mujin and all VTubers that work to coordinate the attack narrative without her consent need to set it straight ASAP. So now I want to make this very clear, chat. I want to make this very, very clear. I think that the main victim in all of this is the girlfriend, right? 100%. However, there are other victims who have shared their experiences, all the issues they're having, etc., right? And we shouldn't take away from their experiences as well. So I want to say this, and this is not in a way to take away from the girlfriend, because she's the one that has had the biggest issues, right? But I think that while it would have been nice to get consent from the girlfriend, right? That's more of a courtesy and not a requirement to share that story, right? You do not have to have consent to share your experience. And that's what Mal was doing, right? Mal was doing that with Mugen, right? Sharing her experience, etc., right? There are some particular wordings that people are going to try to tear down a little bit, and I'm going to talk about that as well. But the other thing I want to point out here to add to this is if the victims would have never come out with their experiences, right? Sykkuno would have actually never been exposed to begin with, right? So yes, I think that the girlfriend wanted to work this out in her own way. And it's great, right? That's her prerogative, and that's between her and Sykkuno. But I do think that it's also worth pointing out that while she is trying to deal with that as well, that doesn't mean that the other victims are not allowed to share their experiences, right? Maybe she didn't want it public, and that's what she wanted, right? But that may not be what everybody else wanted with their own individual situations and perceptions and experiences as well. So, and sadly, I know it sucks. I know it sucks that this was publicly put out there, and I do feel for her. But also, this does expose him, so this kind of stuff won't happen again, right? Or at least hopefully won't happen again. Of course, it would have been public either way, but they could have done it in a way that doesn't humiliate the girlfriend. I mean, Micro, let me ask you, how would that be? You know, like, I don't really know if there's like a perfect way to do it, right? They were claiming they were doing it partially to protect his poor girlfriend. I think if they were going to use that for marketing their exposés, they should have considered her feelings. Sure, and that's an entirely fair argument, Jade. That's an entirely fair argument, right? I see a lot of people talk about that, right? They should have considered her feelings in it, right? And it's fine, right? You are totally allowed to carry that opinion, and that's totally okay, right? I think for me that, personally, I feel like they should still be allowed to share their own experiences, right? And like, again, getting to consent a girlfriend is a courtesy, right? It's not a requirement. You know what I mean? So that's the way that I look at it. I mean, he never put out her name. Most of his friends didn't even realize he had a girlfriend, right? Exactly. So like, again, I don't really know how they would have done this in a perfect way. You know what I mean? I see people say that, like, oh well, they could have made it so they didn't humiliate her. Well, I feel like they did that, did it the best of their ability, as far as like not putting her name out there, etc. Right? It says Sykkuno come out and say he has a girlfriend and no longer seeking women. But how are they going to get Sykkuno to just willingly do that? Like, all this stuff had to come out before that, right? I think the consent they needed was maybe quoting her and screenshotting a message and using it in the doc. Yeah, I mean, that would have helped, right? There's 1,000 other ways that they could have gone about it to do better, right? There's always going to be better ways to do it. I think that in this situation, to say that other people aren't allowed to talk about it is a little ridiculous, right? Yes, I understand 100% that it sucks that this was put out publicly, right? But also, there's other people that had experiences that have the right to share that as well. I just realized so many people are blaming Mugen, Mao, and Bao for not considering their girlfriend's feelings and publicly humiliating her. But how are they publicly humiliating her when you don't know who their girlfriend is? Exactly. And that's pretty much a counter argument, Elara. That's literally the counter argument. People in the wrong, Sykkuno liar, cheater, fuckboy, Mugen, and the VTuber put the doc. The specific language and sensationalism, the people turning into flame board. So what are your issues with Mugen, if you don't mind me asking? I mean, like, my main issue with Mugen is just this tweet. That's one of those things where it's like, yeah, it sucks for her, but all the other people in the middle of that hadn't come out or even realized they were part of this until it became public. Yep. But that important part to share that I think people forget about, right? I feel really bad for the girlfriend, right? Like, this has happened so many times. I'm just like, girl, how many times are you gonna let this happen, right? Again, it's her choice. It's up to her, whatever she wants to do. But I'm just like, girl, I really wish that you would step away from this. Looking from the outside in, I'm like, oh my God, dude, like, this guy is using you, you know? They clearly don't have that dynamic. I mean, if somebody has like an open relationship, more power to you. That's your dynamic as long as you're very communicative and open about that, right? But that's not the case here. It's also giving people the courage to speak up, exactly. So let's talk about this, right, chat? Because we have 3 people, right? We have Mujin, we have Mao, and of course we have, you know, Sykkuno, right? So I think that everybody will say that Sykkuno sucks, right? Can we all agree to that? I'm gonna run the poll. Do we all agree that Sykkuno sucks? I think we'll all agree to that right now, chat. That dude sucks. He's horrible. He's a fuckboy. He's a liar. He's manipulating people under a false pretense. He sucks, right? So we can all agree that Sykkuno sucks, right? 100%. In fact, I'm gonna draw this. Here we go. Let's draw this for a second. So we got 3 boxes, right, chat? Here's your 3 boxes. We got Sykkuno. All right, so we agree that he sucks, right? Boom. We also have Mao, who released the document. Wow, I cannot fucking dude, it's so hard to draw with a mouse. Okay, we're gonna say this is Mao. We're gonna say this is Mao, and then we're gonna do this is Mujin right here, chat. All right, we're gonna talk about them all individually. Here we go. All right, so Sykkuno sucks. We got that down, right? So what about Mao? What problems do you guys have with Mao? Because to me personally, I feel like I understand exactly why she released the document. It was her experience. Yeah, people want to, you know, rag on her about her last thing that she said. My viewpoint is that she was still in love. She really wanted to give him a second chance. Realized it was wrong and released the document, right? But I don't really understand what people's issue is with Mal as well. I feel like everybody's like, oh, like, she's mad that she was the side piece or whatever, right? Yeah, I mean, again, like, she's not a perfect victim, but she's still a victim. Yeah, exactly. That's the best way to put it, Nid. I mean, there might be something that, like, you might be like, yeah, you know, that part's kind of questionable, but that doesn't take away from her whole entire argument, right? My issue with Mujin is the way he mishandled this. The amount of mishandling made people fight Sykkuno to an extent, and the powder crash out simply did not help him, right? No, and I agree. The powder crash out, did not help, right? How did they neglect their girlfriend, though? I don't think that they did, right? So there's some wording in here as well that we're gonna want to look at really quick. So, they go on to say, even after the fact, I wish you would have checked in on me or asked me how I felt about everything. Have I heard from the people involved since this all came out? So what they're basically saying is that we talked before this, blah, 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 but they haven't checked in with me since they released everything, right? So they still talked to them before everything came out. They did talk to the girlfriend and check in with her, right? But they didn't ask her to release that document. So I guess all you can decide is, right, since this all came out. So some people are pushing a narrative where they're like, oh, well, you know, this is, they never talked to her. This is so wrong. Well, the way I read that doesn't seem to be the case. Since this came out, it seems like if they did talk to her about it, but they didn't check with her that they were going to release it, right? Which again, they don't have to have her consent if they want to do that. Is it nice? Absolutely. Is it a courtesy? Yes. But is it a requirement? Of course not, right? So what do you guys think about Mal? Do you think that she did something wrong here? Or does everything seem explainable enough, chat? The only problem I have is she's a reliable source because pushy she was. Who are you talking about, Captain? Mal didn't care about her cheating in the call, but she said you didn't cheat on me. Called Sykkuno's baby her sugar daddy, baby. When she gave her a jack. Right. Well, and again, Cal, I guess my main argument against that, right, is like, she felt that way in that
Honestly,
moment,
it's
right?
still good they
But she
released
wouldn't
because
release the
as the
document
girlfriend
otherwise,
forgave
you know?
him again, he could have just cheated again and tricked more girls.
Yep. That's how I feel too. The thing about Mal is she wouldn't release that document if she didn't feel otherwise. So, yeah, she felt some kind of way, right? But that clearly changed after that moment. You know what I mean? Otherwise, she wouldn't release the document. I'm going with the Gen X answer using internet as your therapist. It's missing results, yeah. Was this statement confirmation of statement truly from her? We don't know. We don't know. I get everything, but still not a good look. That one part I will say is not a good look. I agree. For the most part, it's explainable. There's only some parts with her I'm not keen on. At the end of the day, she's just not a perfect victim, but still victim, sure. So, I mean, I think it's a fair statement, right? And I'm gonna give her a check mark with the asterisk, right? Because like, yeah, there's that one part where it's kind of like, okay, I can understand people are a little like hesitant about it, you know, and I think it's explainable enough, so, as some other people told. But nonetheless, she still was lied to, right? And that's what the biggest, most important part about all this is she was lied to, manipulated, right, under a false pretense. But now let's go over to Muujin. So a lot of people are upset with Muujin, saying he's no longer reputable. He is a horrible person. His crash out was really bad, etc. Right? So, him putting out the video early, really undermines everything. So, what do y'all think about Muujin? Because for me, I think that Muujin's crash out was a bad look. Other than that, I don't see what was wrong with him putting out the video early, right? Like, he got access to information early. Lots of people do that. They report on stuff with exclusive information. There's not anything wrong with that, right? Yeah, I mean, the crash out was not good. In my opinion, the information needed to be put out there, and it always will be better ways to release things. Anybody trying to prevent that is protecting that person. There's always a better way to do it, right? There's always a better way to do it. I mean, people are saying that Muujin needs to be done, right? I mean, look at what Legal Mindset said. If Muujin and VTubers said were to coordinate the attack narrative without her consenting to set it straight ASAP. I mean, like, was it ever said that he had her permission or implied that? I thought he only said something along the lines of, like, he wished the best for her or something like that. My biggest problem with this is that before everyone was saying the girlfriend is the biggest victim, and now after she said, the same people are like, obligated to get her permission. Well, like, yeah, those are two separate things, so those aren't mutually exclusive. Yeah, like, all kinds of other news outlets get exclusive scoops before others. Like, okay, so for instance, was anybody upset that False got exclusive information about Twisty before everybody else? No, because it didn't matter. You know what I mean? It really didn't matter at all. It makes no difference, chat. Let's continue looking here. Yeah, people are actually asking, are we actually sure she wrote this part? Girlfriend is true victim in all this, and while this surprised me, she's still saying it's her choice to make. And then you cheated, lied, and did as you please for a long time. I hope she can heal from all this in time. Belle says, of course, love to you both. This will be a difficult journey for your forgiveness. Acknowledging your faults, discovering your boundaries to improve your communication, right? The fact that this became public is proof enough that Muujin in Mao would freely breach consent for a quick buck. Sykkuno led you on. Between you and him, he has a girlfriend and former. That's it. Not a shame, guilt, and embarrassment. She'll suffer because of this is sad. I mean, don't get me wrong. It does suck that she's having to deal with this publicly, right? Chuba still optically looks bad on her part and leaves open opportunity for attacks on her character. Who you talking about, Cal? Muujin had access to early info like a scoop. Yeah. Nothing wrong with getting early scoop. It's a matter of terminology and phrasing. Remember, Muujin changed the title of his video, removing the word predator from the title. Did he actually? I mean, I'll be real. I think predator fits. We've really split hairs on this for the past couple days. I think the predator fits. How bro felt after writing that. Honestly. I'm gonna clear this for now so we continue to talk about Muujin. I don't know, guys. I think for me, the crash out was the biggest problem in this entire thing with Muujin, right? You'll automatically assume it was extreme versions of the phrase. Yep. I mean, that's true, Noctis. But at the same time, that doesn't mean that we should water down something just because people are gonna assume the worst, right? I mean, think about it. Manipulation is a form of predatory behavior. I mean, sure. Again, I don't really want to get into the argument of the word predator again because we talked about all this. But I think my thoughts, I would love to see how you feel about this. I think Mugen fucked up on his crash out. Other than that, I don't really feel like Mugen like did anything super wrong. What do y'all think? Yes or no? Do you think the crash out is the biggest part Mugen did wrong? Yes or no? For me, that's kind of what I see out of all that. For the crash out, he's fine. Almost what a predator definition fits Sykkuno. He has too much of a egregiously negative connotation of it that the label makes outside people assume the absolute worst of him. I mean, but Micro, here's the thing: you can't assume what everybody's gonna do about everything, right? Like, I can understand your perception on that, but also like if you're using a word that applies to somebody, right? I think it's on other people to have the smarts to actually like break it down with nuance, right? And I understand not everybody's gonna do that, and I get that, but you can't always assume the worst, right? Since I don't know the full story, I'm having read everything, I'm not going to be putting my piece in. Sure, absolutely. His crash out was out of pocket, very unusual for him, yeah. And I think it's his powder. I think powder is he's very good at poking your buttons, you know what I mean? Also a broad word with multiple subsections, yeah. So, I mean, we can get into that whole battle again about that, but kind of continuing here, guys. Of course, we got the Deku voice acting, which was wild. Justin Brenner actually decided to add to this chat. And as somebody, a person went through a similar situation, she was the girlfriend in this situation, went through couples therapy and both worked on some personal issues, and they come up for the better, now happily married. That's good. That's good, pal. I mean, it's awesome, right? I mean, it can work. It can absolutely work. I personally don't feel that way, but I do know it can happen, right? It's a yes and a no. Yes, nothing wrong for the girl. Sykkuno cheated his girlfriend with, but it's a no because if the girlfriend cared about keeping it down low, not making it public, then yes. Mugen messed up. So I guess here's the real question, Ty. Here's actually the real question, if we want to talk about that. Even though with everything going on, right? With him cheating, the girlfriend that went up public, are they required to have her permission to make it public? Morally, yes or no? That's the real question, actually. Are they morally required? Because this argument is moral, right? It's not legal or anything like that. It's a moral argument. Are they morally required to have her permission to release it? And I think ultimately, guys, I think the answer is no. You know what I mean? I think it's really no, because they have their own stories to tell. You know? And for anybody that says, well, yes, right? I would argue that, well, they have their own stories and their own things that happen to them as well. So I think the answer is no. And I get where you're coming from, Ty. It would have been a nice gesture, right? A nice courtesy, but I don't think it's a requirement, you know? So we have a more obligation to air about a person that only cheats but takes advantage. Exactly, Victor. That is a great statement. Can we read this again, chat? Thank you so much, Victor. I love that. Don't we have a moral obligation to air about a person that only cheats but takes advantage of his status to lure other people? And again, you could look at which one's more important, right? Her shame or, more obligation to air out about a person who cheats and takes advantage and is predatory, etc., right? So there is argument to be made on that as well. That's a great point. Thank you for bringing that up. There's too many Google Docs coming out the past few years, yeah. And I think at this point too, remember, guys, this isn't criminal, right? This is all personal. It's all drama at the end of the day, right? So everybody's gonna have an opinion about it, right? Everybody's gonna have an opinion about it, but it is broken up by the fact that, again, chat, this isn't criminal. Everybody's gonna have a different opinion because it's not criminal. So let's continue looking here. Justin Brenner actually says, of course I don't condone this, and we beat his ass into Jam Slam. So again, Justin saying, yeah, no, I don't condone this type of behavior, and it's really shitty, etc., right? So just saying that's really, really horrible, right? Of course, we do have more people, talking about Sykkuno as well. Let's go take a look, guys. This is Yvonne, and Yvonne actually talks on Sykkuno's cheating drama, and lying to his friends. So let's go take a look
Do
at what
whatever he wants, right?
her opinion is about
He
all of
doesn't
this
even
as
have
well,
to do
chat.
that. Technically, if he doesn't choose to.
Only
Is it
cheating was a
public?
crime. It is in the military. Yeah, I was about to say that's actually a decent argument that I've seen before. People are like, well, you know, cheating's not that bad, right? And it's like, well, actually in the military, cheating is a crime. So you can be, you know, discharged, right? So they view it as that bad of a thing, right? So I think it's also a pretty interesting and fair argument as well.
Public figure, but he doesn't need to apologize. It's his personal affair. I agree with some of that, but I think there are also like other factors to it. So that's just me personally. I think whatever he chooses to do in his relationship and his girlfriend, private, whatever the heck you want to do with that. If you lied to her, that's like your own problems to solve, you know? Like no one's gonna be like, I see people criticizing
Yeah,
her
I know
for
his
staying with him,
watermark
and
kills
it's
me.
like,
I'm
just
like,
let them figure it
all right,
out.
but
That
I
stuff is
understand.
personal.
You want to get your
It is all yeah.
You want to
I
get your
feel very
flowers, you put
scattered.
in the work
Things
for
are
clipping
coming
it.
out
So
every day. Like not every
I
day,
understand.
but you know what I mean. There's just a bazillion opinions, comments, things being thrown online everywhere, and I'm thinking about multiple things. How I feel as a friend, how I feel as I mainly just feel for the people around me too. That's all. Cheating is crazy for sure, but some of the people are acting like he committed treason. Treason is not. No, I mean, well, like, treason in some ways.
I just think, for me, Chad, like, okay, yes, he cheated, right? But it was, for me, it's like one step above, right? Is it like the worst thing in the entire world? No, of course not. It's not criminal. But what I will say is that, for me, it's a step up because there were multiple women coming out about this with their experience. And also just looking at how he went about it, it's one step above the cheating, right? It's predatory. So for me, again, it's not a crime. I get that. You know, let's not sit here and try to, you know, feel like, oh my God, this guy committed murder, right? Because he didn't. But, you know, this is a horrible thing to do at the end of the day, right? It's morally wrong. And that's the whole thing. It's a moral argument.
The betrayal. Yeah, no, cheating is definitely not like the... Obviously, cheating is bad, but I don't think cheating is like the end all be all. Like, I believe in that people do have potential to change despite them having cheated in the past.
Which is entirely true, chat. People do have the ability to change. People do it, right? Belle mentioned earlier that, you know, somebody did that, right? And it's entirely possible. What's up, Spicy? What's up, Lydia? It's actually entirely possible, but some people don't trust in that, right? And half the time, unfortunately, it doesn't work out. It can work out, but for the most part, at least in my experience, I don't think it does.
People, I'm still friends with some people. It doesn't mean I have no moral compass. It just means that I believe that people can change, but it really depends on how you react to it, how you own up to it. I think somebody who self-reflects and
absolutely
admits to themselves and takes that shame in that they did something bad and truly feels remorse about it is capable of that. Like, and everyone has their own boundaries. To you, like, if
exactly, and this is so important, guys. Everybody has different boundaries, different respect levels, different relationship statuses, different relationship dynamics. Again, I mean, there's so many things that can happen, right? And there's different situations, right? Somebody can blackout drunk and cheat, or some people can just have an affair. I mean, there's different levels of different things, right? Every situation is different. Every dynamic is different.
I feel like cheating is your like, if your friend cheated and you are totally not okay being friends with them, that is totally in your right to do so. You know what I mean? Like, I can completely understand why people would say, like, if you can cheat on your significant other who's like the closest person to you, how can I trust you? And that's
so
fair
actually
for people to feel that way, and you can completely have your own boundary if you don't want to be friends with somebody. For me, I am more flexible in terms of I have to see if they feel remorse, if they're sorry, and believe in them as like a person, or at least if I'm not sure, I can always observe and give time to see if they, you know, I don't have to make a decision right away. Yeah, but again, to me, like, I think it was more. There's a lot of nuance and there's a lot of situation specific things. It's definitely not a good thing, but again, like, there are
Also, people freaking pretend that these folks would have been involved in him if they knew he had a girlfriend. Like, what exactly? It's a false pretense I always mention that everybody doesn't talk about, right? They're like, oh, they hit him up and stuff like that. Like, yeah, they probably wouldn't have hit him up in the first place if it wouldn't have been under a false pretense. So he was lying from the start.
Just exceptions, and there are people that you do believe in being able to do better and all that, right?
I hope not, Ice Main. I really hope not.
I think it's very easy for people who haven't lived very much of life to be that much more condemning of people who make mistakes. When I see people say, oh my god, I would never do that. That is such a crazy... It's like, bro, you're 15. You have not even, like, lived long enough to make mistakes. Or maybe you're not self-aware enough to know that maybe you're being...
Yeah, I mean, that's true, Dan. Like, it's got to do with a lot of this stuff, right? I think it's so weird to me that everybody is redirecting all their hate away from Sykkuno. Or not their hate, but their justified anger, right? Away from Sykkuno towards Mugen and other people. It's like, that makes no sense. Why are y'all so... Why are y'all doing this, right? Why are y'all so upset with Mugen and some of the victims, right? You're misdirecting your anger.
And how good of a friend are you truly? And you know, like, it really bothers me when people are on this, put themselves on a pedestal or this high horse when it's like, hey, you're gonna make mistakes in your life. And when you do, you're gonna wish that somebody had empathy towards you or would give you grace and allow you to adjust and make changes to yourself. Because that's just...
And I agree, guys. We're all gonna make mistakes, right? I mean, cheating is horrible mistake, but everybody makes mistakes, and I totally get at least where she's coming from, right? You know, for her individually, you know, she might give an extra chance, but you know, believes people can change. It's different for everybody, right? And I feel like this is why it's such a divisive topic, because you know, again, everybody has different subjective terms and opinions on this kind of stuff. Yeah, exactly, and that's a problem with this whole thing. Everybody is going after other people, so let's go take a look at what Slytoru said. It should be ignored. Bow, your contribution to Sykkuno Dog, as well as the repost without qualification, requires a few things out of you. An outright confirmation that your tweet here was indeed about Sykkuno, an outright confirmation that you referenced Harvey Weinstein to another popular creator, it was about Sykkuno. I don't even know what this is, but I think that she already said that between the document that Mal put out and her prior stuff that she said, I think it's pretty clear that she's basically, it was about Miskiff and also Sykkuno. I think it was about both. I don't know this particular reference. Somebody had to tell me about that because I don't know what that is. If it is about Sykkuno, did you know that the story we got was what it was about? If so, you're in the same boat as Mugen, who is very borderline legally in trouble for false light defamation of Sykkuno. I'm not really sure how this would be defamation of Sykkuno, right? Are we still on about the predator word? Since him in Himamala wrote Sykkuno is a dangerous predator, as a fact. I mean, I think there's enough of an argument to be like, he is, right? If you deny, then you need to renounce the post and admit that you were lied to. Amber Heard was found liable of defamation for reposting an article about Depp. Your hands are all over this call out and you're actively reposting it. So the reason to bring this up, chat, is because we're actually going to be looking at something that Bao said here recently. It's pretty heavy. It's pretty heavy, chat. So we're going to go look at this. And I think everybody's doing that, right? They're all hung up on the word about predator. Again, I'm looking at the definition. We talked about this. I think for most of us, we're pretty much like, we agree with the term predator, right? But, you know, if you disagree, okay, you know what? Fine enough, right? Fine enough, whatever, right? But I don't think that going after Mugen about it is really going to help. Rubbing here goes on to say, actually, I'm going to let elara read this. So, let's take a look at this one, chat.
Creators like Bao the VTuber, Mugen, Leia the woman who called out Sykkuno yesterday, and the original VTubers who wrote the Google Doc alongside Mugen are having their pasts exposed. We cover and discuss this information all together in this video. I will be creating an additional video on Mugen and Bao on my channel, as their actions are also in multiple planned character assassination attempts on multiple creators they do not like, as well as the pattern of ignoring valid critiques and walking away without accountability of their actions.
So number one, right? Their past exposed or whatever. I mean, yes, I understand that people have like a history of stuff let's say hypothetically, they find out something horrible, right? I don't know what their past exposed is, but let's say that it's something not very great, right? That still wouldn't take away from the fact of if you put out actual evidence, that it's good, right? If the evidence is good, yes, I understand you want to take people's past accounts or their past, into account, but at the same time, if evidence is strong, right? So I don't know what this means, but again, I'll put that up on the shelf. This part is kind of strange to me, though. Their actions are also multiple planned character assassination attempts on multiple creators they do not like. Where the planned character assassination? I don't understand that, right? Because are you talking about Cinder or like where is this coming from? This is a very strong statement, right? On top of that, too, being releasing information that you have an early scoop on does not mean that it's a character assassination attempt, right? Yeah, it's got to be Cinder, right? And again, you guys know how I feel about Cinder. I think Buchin and I kind of align on our views of Cinder as well. Whatever. As well as the pattern of ignoring bad critiques and walking away without accountability of their actions. So, I mean, here's the other thing too, chat. You can take accountability of your actions, but you don't always have to like verbalize that, right? You can like, let's see. Okay, for instance, chat. If somebody gives me feedback, right, and they say, oh, like, this is, I don't agree with this, blah, 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 blah. I may not respond, but I might, move forward with my own actions and change that stuff, right? So, I mean, I get it with you might want words, you might not get that, but again, I don't know if they've walked away from accountability. What accountability, right? The big topic is two wrongs to make it right. Why Sykkuno did was still mass cheating. His original hidden girlfriend is a real victim here, but the women involved are all having their past exposed. And this is a very odd statement to me, right? Because let's say hypothetically, I don't know what their past exposed is, but let's say that their past is shaky, right? It's a hypothetical. That still doesn't take away from their experiences. And a lot of times that they post about this kind of stuff as well, they also go on to, have screenshots. There is proof tied to it. So you're saying the women involved are all having their past exposed, but there's lots of very solid proof out there. There's lots of people coming out and being like, hey, this is my experience, etc. So I feel like trying to take away from their experiences doesn't really I don't know, that doesn't make sense to me, right? Because I feel like we should be looking at what's going on with all of these victims that have come out and their experiences, their screenshots are proof. That needs to be supported, right? Anyway, let's continue here for what they had to say. And I like to look at kind of stuff like this because for me, I've looked at scrubbing stuff before. I feel like sometimes yeah, he's got good takes, and other times I'm like, yeah, not so much. And for me, this is kind of
the woman from yesterday, and the quoted tweet had her ex-roommate Phase 10-0 exposing this has been a pattern of behavior of using larger content creators and then obsessing over them. Also including the fact that she stayed friends and interacted with Sykkuno after the initial sexual acts, confirming they were consensual, and continued engaging with him after the fact. I feel bad for her for having to deal with something she regrets, but with additional information it seems to have been a pattern of obsessive behavior. Along the VTubers who called them out. Huminal, the VTuber who worked alongside Majin, had a pattern of behaviors doing the exact same thing with another creator. Putting them on blast, trying to expose them, and lecture them, while wanting to continue trying to pursue relationships with them.
So here's the thing, right? In fact, she said, when friends interact with Sykkuno after initial sexual acts and they're consensual, etc., right? Yes, we know that they were consensual. I regret over it, but she accepted that regret. The more important thing about her coming forward is just sharing her experience, right? It's more about like, hey, guess what? This is a pattern that he's done this stuff. It wasn't to be like, yeah, it was just for her coming at me like this. I'm just adding my experience to support the fact that this is a pattern with Sykkuno. That's the only reason she came out with that, in my opinion, right? However, I don't really understand this, right? So let's say that Mao does have a pattern. How does that take away from the information she put out there, right? Like, let's say you do have a pattern, right? Regardless, that still doesn't undermine her experience and the evidence that she provided. So I think it's really important to also while it's good to consider past stuff that's happened, right? you have to be objective and look at this one situation by itself as well. You gotta be able to look at everything, but you also gotta try to isolate stuff and look at it from both viewpoints, right? So like, for me, right, like when I looked at Cinder's stuff, for instance, I said, okay, let's look at Cinder's past, right? She has, does she have a history of this kind of behavior, etc., right? And then I said, okay, now we're gonna look at it as this isolated incident, right? So, yeah, and again, I don't think that it's defamatory at all, right? So, anyway, let's continue here.
Even with Sykkuno stating he only wanted to be friends, and Hominal wanting more. Then weeks later works alongside Majin to cancel him. Alongside launching inappropriate selling of her photos days before the Sykkuno doc dropped. Opportunistically taking advantage of the situation instead of caring about the victims. Alongside potential illegal recordings of phone calls.
I'm pretty sure where she's located. Isn't that a one-party consent? I thought we've already moved past this, but this is another part that I see a lot of people talk about. They opened an OnlyFans before that as well. I don't think that I think people are trying to assign some kind of guilt, right? Like, oh, like you opened an OnlyFans before, so clearly you're a bad person and you're taking advantage of the situation. I'm gonna be honest. You're gonna have to have some stronger proof than that, right? I think this is kind of a stretch. This is scrubbing. I think this is I don't know. You're gonna need a little bit more proof. You know, I think it's unrelated, right? Let's get to look at what else he has to say about Bob.
Bao with having multiple situations involving others, such as Cinder, having planned character assassination attempts alongside other content creators such as Shilali to destroy their ex-friend Cinder's life.
So they're on about Cinder.
Knowing about this information and hiding it from the public, allowing more victims to be made. As well as collaborating in private with Majin to expose him. Pattern of behavior with Cinder and others. As well as allowing her community to mock disguised Toast after he was sexually harassed by Nina Lin and not caring about an underage minor being groomed by a woman.
What?
While also bringing massive hate towards men trying to protect male abuse victims, such as myself, who received waves of hate from Bao due to her never addressing and stonewalling. Bao's community harassed me for being a victim of lying women while defending disguised Toast and the minor involved.
Your community to mock this guy. I don't know about this. Yeah, I mean, I guess I'll open it up to anybody that has some proof of this or even a scrubbing if you see this. You know, shoot me a DM, dude. I'm more than happy to, you know, look at this. But there's another thing that's kind of crazy here. Bao's community harassed me for being a victim of lying women. Okay, then number one, this is clearly how you feel about the Cinder stuff. I'm not going to try to change your mind on that. I've already discussed Cinder enough, but this part right here kind of irks me quite a bit because how do you know it's Bao's community, right? And then on top of that, let's say it was somebody from that normally goes in a Bao stream or something like that, right? And they said something to you. I promise you that Bao does not condone that type of behavior, right? She said this before. So I really don't like these arguments sometimes where people are like, oh, this person's community harassed me, right? It's like, well, you need to also look at the grand scheme of stuff and be like, was it really their community, right? Or was it just some randoms or some random people, right? Bao is not responsible for some randos being shitty to you, which I'm sorry it seems like you went through something. I'm really sorry about that. That sucks. I'm really sorry about that, right? You know, obviously, you know, bringing hate towards men trying to protect male abuse victims. Again, if you're a male abuse victim or anything like that, I'm so sorry. And that's horrible, right? But I do want to point out that random people are not Bao's community. And let's say that, you know, it was somebody from Bao's community. Let's say somebody that frequents her streams or whatever, right? Then let her know because I promise she would take action against that, right? So it's important to break up the randos and association from like, oh, like this is somebody's particular community, right?
What she's trying to do as of today, instigating huge drama, ignoring it, and blocking even tweets today on her sponsored post with Crunchyroll. As well, what she did with Cinder's 1,000-page Google Doc. Pattern of narcissistic and inflammatory behaviors to harass people she does not like. And Majin for platforming all these women and making this video and deflecting all responsibility for labeling Sykkuno as a predator. With other creators stating he was interacting with minors, with no proof, and further attempting to destroy Sykkuno's life. While also taking zero accountability of the ongoing evidence providing support for Sykkuno and disputing the predator claims. While also harassing a victim of the entire situation for speaking out about what happened to her, even after encouraging victims to speak out. Because it did not align with his beliefs and biased video telling.
So, it's a getting huge job in Northern Black Enemy tweets today, our sponsor, post with Crunchyroll. So, I want to point this out really quick. We're going to talk about this more on Sunday. But, she did, put out a post about Crunchyroll, which is a sponsor, and she liked replies. I'm going to be honest, guys, I see a lot of sponsored posts like that. So, and even if it wasn't, right, I don't understand how this implies guilt. As she did with the Cinder 1,000-page Google Doc. I'm not even going to touch on this Cinder stuff. I'm so over that. But pattern of narcissistic and inflammatory behavior to harass people she doesn't like. I think it's a pretty strong statement, dude. I think it's a pretty strong statement. You're gonna have to have a lot of proof to back that up. I mean, sure, fuck Crunchyroll, right? I get that. The other thing, also while harassing a victim in the entire situation for speaking out, because it happened to her even after encouraging victims to speak out, talking about Powder, right? They reach out to Powder as well. Which, I mean, again, he should have crashed out on Powder. I'll agree with you on that. But, and also the part with the minor, that was also disproven as well. So that's a fair point. Sykkuno is a cheater and his behavior is extremely inappropriate. Didn't like cheaters and the like how spread it was. But he's not a child predator. He's not a child predator, right? I agree with that. But he is, you know, they're saying, deflect no responsibility for labeling Sykkuno as a predator. Well, he is a predator. He's just not a child predator, right? So, again, this is their take on kind of stuff. How do you feel about this, chat? I mean, again, I think there's some little nuggets of things that are kind of like, okay, like I see the part about Powder, he should have crashed out. You know, I see the part about the minors, that's not true, but I don't know. I think a lot of this is some really strong statements, right? Like, there's some really strong statements in here, and some things that, yeah, there was one point where somebody said that she was 17, so a lot of people were kind of like, oh, are they, you know, child predator? We weren't really sure, right? But that was just proven. Like, title edit would have prevented all this. Now instead of focusing on Sykkuno, yeah, they're focused on the vocabulary, right? How's Discord? There was an announcement posted about her involvement in Twitter. Yep, I know. We'll talk about it on Sunday, sweetheart. Yeah, I'm going to talk about that whole thing separately, but I don't know. There's a lot of things in here that I'm kind of like, I don't agree with, or this is easy to disprove, especially like the log, like stuff right here. I don't know about this in particular. And this as well, like, I would need more proof on that. I'm just like, I mean, if you don't like Bao, that's fine, but let's not go so as far as to blame them for things that they might have not actually done, or in a situation where Bao, quote-unquote, Bao's community, like, if you have screenshots of all these people, report them to her so she can ban them, because I promise she will. Yeah, it's a lot of accusation, right? I mean, they did say that there's a video.
Hello, everyone. But she was ready to forgive him the same way she was ready to forgive Sykkuno a second chance. I do want to be, but are you sure? I don't mind apologizing. It's the least I can do. This was only a few months ago as well, back in 2025, around the same time as this whole Bao situation, a little bit before. I said if you get your stuff together.
Let's kind of read the description here. This is starting to get very not okay. I'll speak on this more when I have the video done. Sykkuno did wrong, but lying and extorting him is wrong. You're wrong, so make it right. I don't know how they're lying and extorting him. I guess that's my biggest question here. They did release like an hour-long video.
Hello, everyone, and welcome.
That says Bao tried to ruin Sykkuno's life. I mean, it's an hour, so I guess I'll have to watch this on my own, but we're gonna look at this in a minute. Yeah, I don't know. Let's watch the beginning, maybe.
Hopefully I'd be able to go prove my case here. I'm going to be a lot more stern on this whole Bao person. Now, anyone who might just join my channel or they're more so here for the Sykkuno situation, I'm not going to try make myself look like a victim, but I want to use myself to kind of prove that Bao has had horrible issues with accountability. And as well...
And I mean, I'm not going to sit here and say that Bao treated that whole situation going on with, you know, her tweet well, right? She definitely had some poor responses. I'm not going to defend her on that, right?
Because of this, for some odd reason, women in the VTubing sphere give golden free passes towards some content creators, such as Shy Lily, or in this case, Bao, for behaving extremely horribly, not taking accountability, acting like narcissists, and never actually going and fixing the issue that people have. And this happened exactly now. And for some odd reason,
I mean, sadly, people do that all the time, right? It's not even just women, it's men as well. So it's a content creator sphere, unfortunately.
People accept this, I'm gonna be extremely disappointed. Now, I'm not here to try to cancel Bao or whatever. I just want her to go and make things right with Sykkuno. That's it. If you guys are kind of curious what I'm thinking about, they use the term predator. They use the term predator to go and describe Sykkuno. Right. Mujin, Bao, the main girl in the whole VTubing sphere, like the main woman who was in the voice calls, calling them out, and then they utilize those terminologies to go and like basically promote it on their platforms, and going and letting people to assume that this Sykkuno man was a potential predator. More so in the case of being an actual pedophile, as in someone who was going after children, that type of predator. Which is
But they never said child predator. That's my thing about it, right? They never said child predator, right? So you assume that they meant child predator from the word child predator to fit what your perception of it, right? Which I can understand your confusion, but that was never said. Yes, there was one person that said they were 17, but we put that up on the shelf until we knew. Yeah, nobody said child predator.
I think
that's
there's a big distinction pushed to make sure everyone knew what was going on, and that is a big deal. Sykkuno himself did wrong. He was a cheat. He didn't manipulate people. He lied about his relationship status, and he is in no ways clear in the situation. But two wrongs do not make a right, and that is the big case I'm going to keep on making on my channel.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to disagree with you about the predator stuff, right? I mean, again, we've already looked at the definition of predator multiple times over coverage. I'm gonna have to disagree with you on that, buddy. Anyway, let's move on. But I mean, you know, this tweet was pretty long, and there was a lot to kind of break down in it. So I'm glad we went through it, right? Kind of broke down each point, and I like doing stuff like that. So guys, of course, Grubbing shares this. He's talking about in this video. Kind of mentioning how Bao spoke out, etc. Well, that's what I want to get into today, because we're going to be talking about... Yeah, I don't know about that too, Nid. So what I want to look at today, guys, is Bao actually ended up talking about it very briefly on her stream yesterday about this Sykkuno situation. It's only 10 minutes long. So guys, let's take a listen about what Bao said. Here we go.
Okay. Hello. Can everyone hear me? Am I pretty clear right now? Good. Okay. I'm just gonna go right into it. A few weeks ago, a girl approached me, and she asked if a tweet I made last year was.
I think it was Mal, right? So I think we can pretty much assume that was Mal.
About we all know who, and she revealed to me that it was her boyfriend. If it was true that the tweet was about her boyfriend, I said yes, and I asked her if she would like to join a Discord call with me.
Wait, time the fuck out. Wait a second. So listen to this, chat. Listen to this.
Right into it. A few weeks ago, a girl approached me, and she asked if a tweet I made last year was about we all know who, and she revealed to me that it was her boyfriend. If it was true that the tweet was about her boyfriend, I said yes.
Okay, so here is Bao actually confirming that that tweet was about Sykkuno. It's right there. She said yes. So this is her confirming it was about Sykkuno, right? I think priorly, you know, it had been kind of inferred or kind of added in there that it was Mizkif. But yeah, it seems like it was about Sykkuno. So when she made that big post about that stuff, you know, before it was about Sykkuno, what this situation was, I mean, she was right about avoiding someone like Sykkuno, right? So About has a tendency to misunderstand or exacerbate a situation or problem, but I think it's because she either has autism or ADHD. I don't know which one, but I think she is said one of those. I have no idea. I'm going to be honest about that. But we do have a hard confirmation here that that tweet was about Sykkuno, right? So, yeah. So, I mean, her tweet was obviously about Sykkuno messaging people and be like, you know, really, really nice, etc., right? So, anyway, let's continue. So actually what this shows, right, actually in the timeline, which is very interesting, is Bao reached out to Bao, right, and said, hey, is your tweet about this person, right? And Bao said, yes, it was. So Bao put out the tweet before she even talked to Mao. So that means that the tweet wasn't even about Mao. It had nothing to do with Mao. It had to do with somebody else. But that's actually very interesting, chat, to point out, because a lot of people are arguing, well, you know, Mao hit up, you know, Sykkuno, so this tweet could be about that. But that doesn't seem to be the case because she tweeted it out before she actually met Mao.
And I asked her if she would like to join a Discord call with me. And in that call, I told her what I've heard from other girls. Girls often at various, you know, events where I meet people, they share with me their negative experiences with him, and that he often tries to solicit sex from them.
I don't think it was Mao that reached out to Bao, it was the girlfriend. No, Mao reached out. Remember, Mao reached out to Bao. We saw that in the document. Yeah, am I misremembering that? Hold on. Yeah, that doesn't seem right. Wait a second, hold on. Yeah, no, Mao reached out to Bao to ask about the whole situation. Hold on. Let me go and find it here really quick. Because I have the link to the document, so we'll just pull it up. Yeah, no, I'll pull it up. It's fine. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, sugar daddy part. Okay, that's great. Oh my god, 90 people are reading this right now. That's crazy. Keep scrolling. Yeah, rumors. Okay, that's Sykkuno's girlfriend. Out of concern for the girlfriend, I reached out to a mod who didn't connect me with Bao. Yeah, so it is. Yeah, Mao reached out to Bao, and that's what she was talking about. I was referring to the message asking about tweet was about Sykkuno. It is. She confirmed it was. She literally just said it was.
And you know, at this point, I felt that it wasn't right of me to speak on anyone's behalf. So instead of me going straight into the details,
yeah, we have no idea who the girlfriend is. Let's make that clear.
That were shared in confidence with me. Okay. I got her in contact with girls who were affected by this person to share their experiences with her one-on-one. Okay. You know, at that point, I just got them in contact with each other. And after our phone call, I don't know what was, you know, divulged between the conversations between her and the other girls.
So Bao says here she has no idea what was divulged, but between the conversations, right, between her and or I'm sorry, the girlfriend and the other victims. She has no idea, right?
I was more so focused on her safety. She shared with me that she was wanting to move out that week, and during that time.
All right, so the girlfriend wanted to move out that week.
I tried my best to keep in contact with her and make sure she's safe. Gave her as much help as possible to make the move as fast and smooth as possible. This is me, you know, telling her pretty much everything that helped me a lot.
All right, so let's pause this. When I ran into you all, I just went up to the website and reserved it, and added the pickup time for it. So they're basically just helping her get ready to move out, right? I would get the 10-foot truck. I got about 20 boxes of different sizes, lots of packing tape if you're worried about boxes moving around when you drive. You bring ratchet straps from U-Haul when you check out a truck. You get the truck for like 5 days automatically, so you can take your time driving back. Not to do it in a day, make sure you take your graphics card and your PC and wrap it up in a t-shirt or some bubble wrap so don't break out the motherboard during transport. The trucks use regular gas, not diesel. So this is like Val just basically being like, hey, like, you know, you want to move out? Let me help you. And she's showing the proof of that, right?
My recent move, as you all know, I recently moved. That was, you know.
I ran my PC, but I did not
a lot, especially
remove
in a
my
short amount of
graphics
time.
card.
And she shared with me that friends from out of state would be flying in to help her move. But at the last minute, she decided to talk to her boyfriend. She broke no contact.
So basically the girlfriend decided she wanted to move out. Ultimately, she ended up forgiving Sykkuno, right? She decided not to move out and I guess resolve things with them.
She wanted to stay. And I, you know, after, you know, helping her, doing what I could, I'm sure her friends also shared the same sentiment as me. You know, we all tried our best to help her out of a very difficult situation, but it was, you know, there was nothing anyone could really do. It was her decision, and
that's the thing, chat. You can talk to your friends all you want to be like, oh, don't do this, etc., etc. Well, ultimately it's their choice, right? So they were trying to help her. She said, I want to stay with him, and that's it, right? So another thing that bugs me is the folks that are going, he made a mistake in forgiveness and changing is the thing. He was doing this for years. Beyond just like I'm making an oopsie whoopsie. Exactly. It was multiple women across years, etc. And this is clearly like at least one time that she knew about it, right? So getting contact is a red flag. That girlfriend may be in trouble, to be honest. And that's a good point as well, Aya. I don't know her situation, right? It's hard to assume. I mean, for me, right, like, if I could share my opinion a little bit, we don't know that she made this response. That's her response, right? I'm just like, I don't know. Something feels off, knowing this guy is so manipulative and such a liar, but I mean, it does help at least Bao has spoken with her and she did talk about moving out from the messages, so yeah, you know what I mean?
I think the only thing I could do at that point was respect it and left it at that.
Absolutely.
But not long after, this is...
All right, so here we go. Hi, Bao. I'm sorry it's a bit since I've gotten back to you. I want to let you know what was going on, but I imagine, it will probably something for you to hear. Essentially, before I left for Blink, I decided to go see Blink. Me to see him before I left, so I decided to go. I don't think it's helpful for me to go into details, but basically I was Blink. That really made me doubt my decision of leaving. After talking with him for a long time, after seeing these things, the choice I wanted to... I guess it wasn't the choice I wanted to make anymore, so I didn't end up leaving. Okay, so these are kind of cut off, but you get the idea. She decided not to leave.
Her deciding.
Oh, sorry, she moved it. I'm sorry, let me reread this. I want to let you know what's going on, but I imagine it'd probably be confusing for you to hear. Especially before I left, I decided to go see Blink. Something was pushing me to see him. Before I left, I decided to go. I don't think it's helpful for me to go into details, but basically I was shown some things that really made me doubt my decision on leaving. After talking with him for a long time and after seeing these things, I decided it wasn't a choice I wanted to make anymore. I ended up leaving. I really wonder what those things were. They must have been some damn good arguments.
And, you know, I feel like I did what I could to...
Yeah, Bao didn't make this public.
Try and get her out of a very awful situation.
I think you're talking about when Bao, like, retweeted it, right?
But, again, you still have to respect your friend's boundaries. And if that was her decision, that was her decision. So I left it as that at that. But then, not long after, a VTuber would contact my mod for completely like unrelated thing. But coincidentally, while they were chatting.
Let me rewind that for a second. Hold on, chat.
So I left it as that at that.
I don't think I got that 100%.
But then, not long after, a VTuber would contact my mod for...
Okay, so this is where Mal steps in. Like it's in the document, reach out to a mod, then reach out to Mal.
Completely, like, unrelated thing. But coincidentally, while they were chatting, she mentioned going on a date with Sykkuno. And I was pretty alarmed because in her last message to me.
Right, because so I was like, yeah, I'm alarmed because, hey, you're going on a date with Sykkuno. Well, guess what? I was just trying to help my girly move out because of cheating. So, wee woo, he's cheating again, right? I see where Mal's coming from.
She was shown things that made her doubt her decision on leaving.
So wait a second, time out. So this dude is cheating on her the whole time. She wants to move out. I don't know if she shared this stuff, right? I assume she did since they were talking about it or whatever for a while. And then he immediately goes back out and tries to go on another date with somebody. What the fuck, dude? That's crazy.
So
he literally gave no shit. He's like, I got away with it. All right, back to the crime.
Their relationship.
I don't know. Yeah, we'll never know.
That didn't make sense because the VTuber showed me and my mod screenshots of him talking to her as early as 30 minutes ago at this point.
I don't know if that's Al or Alfia or Alflia, I'm sorry. It could be either one of them.
And so I went back to the girlfriend and told her, hey, do you know anything about this VTuber? She said no. And I told her, I really think you should ask your boyfriend to see his DMs with her and decide for yourself, like, is he really being honest with you? And at that point, I'm...
All right, so here are the messages. I think you should talk to her. She said they talked in calls and DMs. I don't understand. Please try to add me. I just need some screenshots of our conversation possible. That's all I need. Val says, let me move this, sorry, so you can see. Val says, yes, I will. Right there. So, okay, so they're gonna get in contact with Mal or Alflia, so they kind of figure out what's going on here.
Still just doing what she's requested of me. She wanted to talk to the girl one-on-one. I put them in a group chat, and I immediately left. I felt that this was much more than I bargained for,
The Val makes a group chat and immediately leaves. Okay, cool. I think that's honestly the smartest move for Bao here because it's not really her business anymore, and two, getting further involved is gonna make it harder for her, right? For her to have plausible deniability. I mean, that makes sense to me. You know what I mean? Yeah. So why are we squinting about this? Yeah, she has no horse in a race. Yeah. Why are we squinting about this? Are we upset that she left the voice? Or the group chat. Yeah, not my monkey, not my circus type of thing. I mean, like, I could really understand why anybody would be upset about that because it's not her place to facilitate that, right? She's not a therapist. She's not a qualified person to deal with that. You know what I mean? Like, what if I doesn't matter? He's a grown fucking man with agency. We have proof that he reached out to multiple women first, so your entire argument is bullshit. What's one, Captain? Yeah, what's your argument, sweetheart? But, I mean, here I think it's the best thing for her, right? It's just like, hey, put it on the other people, they'll step away. You know, it's not my circus, not my monkeys, right? And people should be angry with, people should be angry with Mal and Muchin. It's like, Bao's hands are clean on this one. So why are we upset with Mal and Muchin? if you don't mind me asking, I just want to make sure I get your perception clear. Or, I'm sorry, not your perception clear, I would love to see your perspective so I can understand better. I think Captain is arguing with somebody. Oh, okay, got you. Text notes vague posting during this miskiff in Amy Jana. People mainly found it at his Sykkuno mostly. I mean, people. The only thing we're gonna be mad about with Bao and this is her vague posting. I think that's pretty small, all things compared. You know what I mean? So to put groups of people in context, put them in a group, and once you do that, you did your part, you just leave. So to have their privacy, exactly. Yeah. I mean, I'm trying to understand the part about Mujin and Mao. The part with Mujin, I do understand about the crash out, 100%. I guess the only other thing I could see are people upset about the predator word. I mean, I'll be honest, I disagree with how people think it was about a child instantaneously. I don't know. I'll be honest, I don't think I can understand how you would immediately jump to that conclusion, but I'm also not other people, so it's kind of hard for me to have empathy on that one. When you look at the interaction, who started the whole flirting above was Mom. Pulsix, that's not the entire case of every victim, though. There were lots of other victims that he reached out to. And also remember, too, that the thing is with going with Mao is she was given a false pretense that he was single. So I doubt that she actually even would have reached out to him to begin with or pursued the relationship knowing that he was actually in a relationship. You know what I mean? I'm going to read from the Haywood Bauer, tweeting Mujin post and document, and a few other things. So her retweeting it is why people are upset. Yeah, I know. I know. Doesn't matter who starts flirting. It's on the person whose relationship already did not reciprocate. Exactly. I think it's sadly a number of people finding reason to blame victims and the messengers rather than Sykkuno. I wanted to stay friends with a cheater. And I mean, I can understand that, Spectre. I think, again, there is some explanation. And I can see why people are hung up on that. That's fair, you know? Absolutely.
Already feeling like I was at my wit's end. I can't really force anyone to make the right decisions or do anything they don't want to do. And I felt that, you know, I've done what I could while respecting everyone's boundaries. And that is what I felt was the right thing to do. I, of course, have known for a while, as well as
what's
a
up,
lot of
GC?
other
How are
people
you?
that this guy's.
And Bao is known for a while, right? And for her, it's not really her place to reveal that information, right? So I can understand why it was probably kind of hard for her to know that this was going on, but, you know, it's her friend, but she can't, you know, be public about it. It's on her place. She's not like a victim in any way, right? And then when all this is happening, she does a sponsor at Crunchyroll, which is having its own controversy, so just wrong place, wrong time. When she gets a sponsor and has to post them. Yeah, totally fair, Axel. I mean, I'm gonna be real, I don't like Crunchyroll. I totally get where, yeah, that could be seen as like, bro, what are you doing? But apparently she said she was hands off on it. Maybe she doesn't know. So I would say Axel to offer some grace in that and just be like, hey, Bao, like, you know, Crunchyroll kind of sucks, and here's why. And in the future, you might want to know that kind of sucks, right? I mean, let's be real though. There's lots of people that take way worse sponsorships. You know what I mean? So yes, I mean it's not good. It's not a good look. But again, I think that offering her grace and be like, hey, this is why they suck, right? You know what I mean? And I'm sure that was lined up way before all this stuff anyway. But yeah, lots of other people take really shitty sponsorships that are way worse than Crunchyroll, right? So I think it's just kind of looking at it and be like, okay, so, you know, yeah, this wasn't very cool, but at the same time, maybe we can inform her instead, right? Yeah, I mean, it could be she'd like the replies because angry, but I think the other part of it too is most sponsored kind of like posts normally block their replies anyway.
Kinda just, he's no
Yeah,
good.
very true, fair.
And I felt that, you know, I I already kind of had my taste of what I guess would happen if things went public. That's, again, like everything that I did to this point was completely private, and I'm not really sure what else I can share or divulge to prove that I am, I guess, like a lot of people are making my role out to be a lot more than it actually was.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like her role was, she knew what was going on with her girlfriend. She was a confidant with her girlfriend. Somebody reached out to her and said, hey, something's going on. She put them in contact with each other, and she left. And she left them to have their conversation because they're two adults, and that's not her job to be, therapist or even know about that information, right? It's private. Coming from Mal, right? Like Mal's stuff, she doesn't need to be privy to that, and she wasn't. So this is her role, right? What about exactly do that was wrong in this? Per se,
I honestly just got these girls in contact with each other, and I didn't have to, but I did because, well, it seemed like at this point, since so many girls were involved, they should at least be in contact with each other. And also, my biggest thing is it's not really my place to speak on behalf of anyone.
That right there, guys. It's not a responsibility to speak on behalf of other people. Exactly right. That right there really just straight up just boom. Really think Val has handled her previous controversies poorly, so now I think it's people are like enough's enough. Class is full, and with this system, yeah, I do think that she handled that whole tweet very poorly. But I think there was now a little bit more context. It's like she couldn't talk about it, right? She wouldn't be allowed to talk about it because it wasn't her place, right? So I guess it's now we understand a little bit more. But at the same time, Axel, like, yeah, he's handled our prior stuff poorly, and I won't defend her from that. But at least, like, we do have a little bit more kind of an explanation what's going on here. And we're not making a rollout to be bigger than it actually is, right?
Nothing. I'm personally not a victim. I personally have never been in a situation with this guy.
It's because she was mentioned in the document, and she says right here, I've never had a situation with him. Like,
These
I don't
other
even know
girls
the dude.
have. That's pretty much
and I mean, like,
all I have to.
I agree, Noctis. She could have said it a little bit different, right? But I think some people kind of carried a certain moniker of what it meant way too far, right? And now that we have context of what it's actually about, we know it's about Sykkuno. I think it makes the tweet a lot more understandable. You know what I mean? Now that you have this filter to apply to, and you go back and look at that tweet, you're like, okay, now I get it. You know what I mean?
Sorry if things are a little jumbled. I don't want to mention any more names and add fuel to the fire. I think that emotions are really high because people are hurt and confused and are looking for answers in the wrong places. And I think it would do a lot of good if people hopped off online and
the best advice I've heard all day, chat. Hop offline. So true.
That's kind of it. I've been offline for the most part, and I hope you guys can follow suit. I highly recommend it. And I just wanted to clear that up since my name is mentioned in the doc, but if you did read it, I just got the girls in contact with each other. Thank you. Anyways, just be safe and
Is that Tigeraholic? Oh my goodness. What's up, Kitty? How are you? Long time to see.
I mean,
this all makes sense to me. I'm not gonna lie. This,
okay.
he said, hey, look, like, it's not my place to, you know, really, like, get super involved. I just handed him off to each other, and that was it. So, there you go. Oh, it's going, let me tell you. It's fucking going. This whole Sykkuno thing is crazy. How have you been feeling about it, Taiga? Yeah, I'd love to hear your insight on it. Absolutely wild. So let's go take a look here at some reactions to what's going on here, chat. So, since says I was originally not going to speak up in this time, it's definitely a lot taken. Absolutely, absolutely. I feel like a lot of people are kind of, I don't know. There's a lot of arguments and narratives that I feel like are incorrect. I mean, we can all agree Sykkuno's a piece of shit, right? I mean, like, that's really easy to agree on. There's this other stuff that I'm like, I don't know, I don't think I agree with that. But, and really we're just arguing about vocabulary, right? And I think that everybody's kind of moving the arguments away from Sykkuno towards, like, Muujin and other people. But I think it just, we just need to focus on, like, yeah, Sykkuno, like, fucked up. And if the girlfriend wants to stay with him, she can do whatever she wants, right? Sin says, I was originally not going to speak on this trauma directly because I don't really enjoy getting involved. But as somebody who said a similar thing happened to me, where I was talked to about things in private, and then said things become public without my consent, reading your statement made me want to say something. You can have your opinion on whether she is wrong or right for staying with him. That's her own personal choice, and the girl has been through enough. Don't try to make it worse because she is trying to stay with someone she loves. She's an adult, she can make her own decisions. And it's so true, right? I mean, we can have our opinion, but it's really up to her at the end of the day. Who are we to judge, right? I read that people who made the doc and video, Mal and Muujin, have officially been proven to not give a crap about the true victim of her feelings at all through his girlfriend's statement. Contacting her, using your contact as something to validate your claims in a document, and then not telling her, asking her for feelings on the matter when you wanted to bring it public is not something someone who actually cared about what the other party would do. Even more so, they didn't reach out to her afterwards. They just used her and dip. I am kind of wondering about this part, like reaching out to her after, but again, I don't think that they're required to get her consent to do it, right? But it would be a good gesture, right? I don't stand for what either party did. I think he definitely did deserve to get called out, considering the amount of people he was talking to. But please, for the love of God, if you're going to make a document something that involves a real victim, that involves someone whose emotions are at risk, ask for their consent. Otherwise, you're just proving that you only want to use them for Twitter likes, and that's disgusting. So, I know the fucking Midoriya thing was crazy. But Pulse, like, here's two arguments, right? I think that they should have reached out to the girlfriend, right? Because they have a moral obligation, or I think they have a moral obligation to expose this person who is sleeping around and cheating on their girlfriend, right? So which moral argument is more important? I can't tell you that. You can only decide that as an individual, right? But I think it would be wrong to say that the moral argument to inform her, or at least like they were going to go public, is more important than the one that says, oh, we should out this predatory person, right? I think they're both equal, so only you can decide that as a person, if you feel like one is more morally just than the other, right? And that's kind of where we're sitting on this situation, right? Oh my god, the thing with fucking Midoriya was hilarious. They should have informed their girlfriend, but they absolutely should still have came forward. Even if the girlfriend objected and did once, I couldn't be at him. Girlfriend definitely should have been more involved in all this. I'd be pretty messed up if this app found I was being cheated on. This is actually, so this is... she knew she was being cheated on before, Taiga. Because she had a prior situation where she talked with Bao. But yeah, I mean, I get what you mean. Like, I don't think she wanted it public, right? I think it was just the biggest thing, kind of the shame and the guilt of having that put out there. You know what I mean? Yeah, I mean, she knew she was being cheated on because the girlfriend in Mao, who was the person that put out the document, actually conversed with each other and they shared screenshots and stuff. So she knew that she was being cheated on. And there was another time before that where Bao actually talked to the girlfriend and the girlfriend was thinking of moving out. So that's at least twice that she knew she was being cheated on. But I think it was just more about it being public is where she really had like an issue with it, which is fair, right? I mean, that being public really sucks. I'd be torn up about that. Also put in contact with the girls after the cheating and decide to stay with them. Yep. I mean, she's still deciding to stay with them, but I mean, I think it's questionable, but girlie, you do what you want. If you feel like that's best and you're working out with him, great. We have Jack here. He says, I don't get into streamer drama, so let me say this. The subtle victim playing is tip number 1 on how to spot a misogynist. I wish I had a choice and it's being made public. It's getting the way of his healing. Guess who's speaking up benefits the victims, as they should. Don't fall for the misogynistic playbook opinion. The man is a victim of his predation. I mean, like, I don't know so much about this, but what we'll see is that the victims also do benefit by speaking up about it, not just the girlfriend as well. So I do understand. Yes, it would have been a nice gesture, sorry, but at the same time, I think that the other victims have a right to share their experiences too. Looking here also at some more responses, chat. These are just random ones I pulled. Adria says, hot take, with some situations, the best response is to make it public. If Sykkuno wasn't called out, there's a 90% chance he would keep doing the same thing to even more women. With such a widespread problem, I think it is a responsibility to warn others and keep them safe. I mean, again, I think this is a fair argument, right? And this is why this is so divisive, because subjectively, right, everybody's morality falls into a different place. So do you think the responsibility is to talk about it publicly, or do you think the responsibility is morally with informing the girlfriend, right? What's insane to me, he convinced her to stay after getting caught once. Well, this is now Meow. So we know Bao's time. We know Mao's time. We know all the other people. So how many people is this, right? It's like 16 in total. My number might be a little bit off, but I think it's 16 or 17, right? And that's not a hidden 6-7 joke, I swear to God. But I think that he knows all these people now, so again, I'm very surprised he wants to stay with him. Of course, Vittori here says, no accountability at all in this. Didn't even state what accusations are false. Using his girlfriend's response as a way to minimize his actions and gloss over the issues. This was intentional. His own response to even make up half the message. So again, another call out here. A lot of people not very happy with the response. I mean, even Midoriya's, VA was like, yeah, no, fuck that. It's absolutely nuts. We read this earlier, but Coco goes on to say, I don't think I agree. The girls exposed Sykkuno for lying to them about being single, which is within their rights, even if they shouldn't have used strongly charged words like predator, liar, and cheater. Would have sufficed the girlfriend was never named. I mean, I think that's fair, right? Even if you want to get all hung up in the vocabulary. Yeah, I mean, I think it's fair to want to share your experience about it as well. Powder goes on to add to this stuff as well. Powder says, Bao, Mal, and Mujin, shame on you. I'm gonna let Elara read this one when I take a sip of my drink. Go for it, Elara.
You had people believing you cared about the real victim in this situation, the GF. You did not care. You did this because you were selfish. You put money above the safety and well-being of the GF. This isn't just internet drama. Your actions can and will fuck up someone's real life. The GF already knew about the infidelity and chose to work through it in private, and you knew this. Were you just mad she didn't leave him? You had to go collude and cause a fit for the whole public to see? You guys are nasty people.
So here we go, guys. We gotta break this down. I still don't understand why people are going after Bao with this Sykkuno stuff. All she did was put people in contact with each other, right? So, yeah, people believing you cared about the real victim in this situation. Which I don't know why Bao was actually mentioned, because she's actually the only one that's in contact with the victim, right? So, clearly she cares about the girlfriend. This makes no sense. Bao and Mujin, I mean, I don't want to say they don't care. I guess that's your opinion, right? You did this because you were selfish. You put money above the safety and well-being of the girlfriend. I don't understand how this is true, considering that the girlfriend, right? The girlfriend had her experiences, but also other people should be allowed to share their experiences as well. So I don't understand how this is even true to begin with. You know what I mean? This is an internet drama. Your actions can and will fuck up someone's real life. Girlfriend already knew about the infidelity and chose to work through it in private. And you knew this. I don't think they did, though. Is that true? Wait, the girlfriend already knew about this infidelity and chose to work through it in private. You knew this. Well, I mean, she didn't know about it, right? She didn't know about it, but I don't think Bao knew about that because she wasn't in the conversation. You know what I mean? I don't think she was in contact with her girlfriend, just the other people. No, Bao was in contact with the girlfriend, right? She's the only one that's talked to the girlfriend in this entire thing, right? She put them in contact with Bao and then stepped away. This girlfriend already knew about the infidelity and chose to work through in private, and you knew this. Well, like, I mean, I guess. I don't think Bao knew that completely, though. If you just match it and leave him, you had to go and collude and cause a fit for the whole public to see. You guys are nasty people. See, this, I think this is very much, her take on this is the moral argument of the girlfriend, right? Hatter's really saying if the girlfriend decided to keep the relationship, then the other victims have a right of voice. Right, exactly. And it's taken away from, it's taken away from the fact that the other people do not be allowed to share what they want, right? Question is, was Bao dragged willingly or unwillingly? What do you mean, Pulse? Yeah, I say Bao just put them in contact with each other and left. Was Bao dragged into this drama willingly or unwillingly? Well, so what we know about in this situation is she went to the girlfriend, or the girlfriend and her were talking. The girlfriend wanted to leave. She said, hey, okay, let me tell you how to move out, this and that. The girlfriend decided not to leave, right? Bao and Elflia reached out to Powder's mod, or sorry, not Powder's mod, Bao's mod. They reached out to Bao. Bao put all of them in contact with Sykkuno's girlfriend and walked away, and that was it. So I think she got pulled into it by the timeline, right? Yeah, I know that, but was she okay with her name being placed in the dock? I don't think she knew it was placed in the dock, because she didn't talk to Bao or the girlfriend after she put them in contact with each other. So I don't even think she did that. But I think this argument here is kind of like, well, my question here is like, what about all the other people? What about all the other victims? Like, if you say, like, well, W take, what about all the other victims? Like, are they not allowed to come out with their stuff? That's what I wish she talked more on the stream about. Which one, Kasana? I'm sorry, I mentioned like 30 names in like 5 seconds. So you have to be more specific. I'm sorry. Bao, you're talking about Bao, aren't you? I got you. Yeah, I wish there was more, but I mean, she did say she didn't want to divulge more information. So I think that's ultimately for her. It's like, I think she was very hands off and she wants to continue to be hands off. I wish Bao talked about the document more in her involvement, right? Yeah, exactly. So I see all these people say like W Powder, Blake, other people as well. Well, would you mind explaining to me your thought process? I would love to hear your perspective on this particular thing as to why you say Powder W. I mean, in this place for a conversation, I'm here to attack you. I love to understand. I know this is very crazy, guys, but I actually like to understand the other side of the argument. I know, crazy guys, right? Couldn't be me, but no, I really like to understand the other side of the argument. You know, helps me empathize, right? Helps me empathize, but also, I might disagree with you venomously, but at least I can empathize a little bit, right? All sides are valid, to be honest. Like, I mean, do you agree with the fact that the victim, do you agree with the fact that everybody else that had to deal with Sykkuno is not able to speak out? I agree with everyone, but how do you agree with everyone? That's impossible. Yeah, like, I think, right, Tyga said, I think both sides have valid points. Exactly. I think there's sides to it where her moral argument is, yes, you should have checked with her girlfriend, but I lean more towards the fact, well, the other people had problems as well, and they should be allowed to speak out about that. So it would have been a courtesy to reach out to the girlfriend, but timeline wise from what Bao said, Sykkuno cheats for years, girlfriend reaches out to Bao, Wanting answers helps her move out. Girlfriend gets convinced to stay. Decide to work it out. Sykkuno doesn't give him out. Val gets him in contact. Yes, that's the timeline. That's literally the timeline. That's exactly the timeline. Val's in the stream putting the girls together was the limit of her involvement. Yep. I really wish she would have talked about it more, Kazlana, but we only have so much to go off of, right? Yeah, also, too, like, how we know what's ruining their life? Like, we don't even know who it is. We had to come out, otherwise Sykkuno would have kept up with flirting with random girls. And I lean towards that side as well, Sky. My moral obligation, I feel, would be, well, that should have come out. You know? Yeah, sorry I didn't see all sides. I see I was wrong with agreeing with anybody. I mean, it's not about that, Blake. It's like, I guess my follow-up question is, like, where do you stand on it? You know what I mean? Like, so, like, my two biggest questions are, do you feel the moral obligation is to the girlfriend or to exposing Sykkuno? And do you feel that the terminology for predator is correct or not? So those are my two questions that we've really talked about very deeply the past couple days. Well, interests sometimes compete with each other, sure. Because I lean on the fact that the predator, exposing predators, right? So, of course, the moral obligation to me as well is exposing Sykkuno, right? Because he was obviously preying on these multiple women, right? Jade, I think that was actually disproven, sweetheart. Yeah, just so you know that. Yeah, that was disproven. Yeah, no worries. We were all confused about it. It's fine. Dude, don't say mean things about her girlfriend. I'm gonna be honest, I really don't like that, guys. Look, she's her own woman. She's her own adult. She can make her own decisions. I don't like that. Please don't do that. Even the amount of people Sykkuno did this shit with, it came to moral obligation, right? Exactly. But this is why it's divisive. So that's why I keep saying this, chat. It's because everybody has a different moral compass. And they feel like, oh, well, I owed it to the girlfriend more than outing the person, right? Everybody's going to feel differently. And it's okay. That's okay to feel differently about it. I think that, you know, definition of predator, I think, is a little bit more set in stone because you can literally look up the definition of predator. But if you assume that it meant about, you know, like a pedophile, like a minor or something, I do get your viewpoint on that. And maybe down the road, I think that, you know, it's a learning lesson to make sure that your terminology is clear to the average masses, right? Really don't know much about their girlfriend, their situation, other than allegedly being financially dependent on Sykkuno. Right, exactly, Eagle Eye. 100%. And really, I'm going to be honest with you, it's not our business, you know? I'm sorry, it's really not our business to know about her and what, you know, she wants to do, right? Yeah, I think so too, Tyga. Like, in hindsight, after covering this for so many days, I get where they're coming from, where predator is a general term, and there's kind of like another word you want to attach to it to kind of be like, okay, well, you're a child predator, a sexual predator, right? I think I agree with you as well. In hindsight, I think I would have used a different word, but I'm not gonna sit here and say that the word's like technically wrong, right? I just think that whenever you make a video or whenever you are talking to somebody, right? I think that you have to think, you have to step outside of your own shoes, right? You have to understand how the average person might think and how you can word it in a way that the average person will understand. And that's not to be talking down on anybody or anything like that. It's just understanding, right? How can I, as a content creator, say something that will resonate with more people? Or how can I say something that will, that will be more universally agreed upon, right? I use a serial cheater, let people come to their own conclusions past that, sure. And I think it's an entirely fair argument. I think that we've argued about the vocabulary so much. I'm just like, oh my God, dude. But I do get where people are coming from, even though I might, you know, like, well, yeah, like, I'm doing the actually, technically, but I mean, I get it. I do understand. There's definitely things that could have been done better. And I think for Muchin, he just has to look at that and be like, okay, you know what? Next time, if I was going to say something like that, I would pick a better word. Well, Predator thing really damaged Muchin and Mao's credibility. I think that there could have been a better word, right? But to their defense as well, it is technically a correct term, right? So I think with anything, right, guys, you gotta look at it and be like, okay, is this good? Does this make sense to me? Is this something that, you know, resonates with me, or do I need to dig into it a little bit more, right? Because when I first saw Predator, my first thought was not child predator, right? I was like, oh, predator, like, okay, what kind of predator? But I do realize now, talking with you guys more and more and more and more, that's not a very typical response, you know what I mean, or a typical way of viewing it. I mean, I don't think so, Mom. Yeah, I don't think so. His misstep was responding to Powder. I don't know why he crashed out like that. Like, I really don't know. That was definitely his biggest misstep. Yeah, this right here was just I'm mooging. I don't know what you're doing, Rob. I think it's with the rest of things like predator catchers, words get associated with children stuff. Sure, Kazana, I get you. And for me, it's just kind of like, okay, so when I talk about a predator in the future, right? Like, let's say we talk about a predator, right? I'm gonna be a little bit more careful with that word, because I want to make sure that. Right, exactly, Tyga, 100%, 100%. And I just want to take a moment, guys. If I can put this out here, thank you so much for just like being an adult and having like an adult conversation. Like, this is what I build my platform on, and I love getting people together and having a conversation, even if we disagree about terminology or vocabulary or your moral compass aligns differently. I appreciate all of you being here and you know, having this conversation. And I think that's really great, because sadly you can't do that on Twitter, right? Twitter's not the place for that. There's a lot of places that aren't for that. But I appreciate all of you guys being here and talking about this. I think it's a very I think it's a very positive thing that we need to do more often, right? There's a clip of it in one of Rev's videos. Watch one. This whole situation keeps on Britney's old song "Womanizer" in my head. I think you're valid on the way you use your thermally, because language changes to fit their narrative too often, right? You really use predator to describe as someone who cheats on their partner in their day-to-day life. No, Anon, I would not use the word predator for that. I would use the word predator for somebody that sleeps around constantly, messages multiple women all the time, specifically of a certain age range, and tries to exploit them by sleeping with them, which is what Sykkuno did, right? That's very different than somebody that's just cheating, right? Actually, the cheating part is not even the predator part, so you can just throw that out the window. I did not hear about that one, actually. I had to put that into Discord. What's the verdict? Sykkuno canceled? I mean, like, that's a hard thing to, yeah, it's a power dynamic. Thank you, Kazana. So, okay, so I have a hot take on this. Are you guys ready? Cheating is a coercive aspect to it if it's lying, sure. I mean, also remember they did all this under a false pretense. The girlies thought he was single. So I'm gonna say this phrase out here really quick, and I think that just think about it for a second. Before you react, just absorb it, okay? If you're listening to me, type 1. I'm gonna say something here really quick, chat, and before you react, just absorb it for a second, okay? Before you react, all right? Nobody can be canceled unless they want to be. And yes, I know that's a generic terminology. I know there's exceptions for that, but nobody can be canceled unless they want to be. People that, quote-unquote, deserve to be canceled will continue just doing whatever the fuck they want and ignore all the hate, right? Or justified rage, etc., right? They will just continue doing whatever the fuck they want to do, and it doesn't matter, right? You can do whatever the fuck you want, period, right? I think that in this particular situation, Sykkuno has gone on to, you know, say that he is going to be stepping away, right? I've been taking a break from streaming and the internet to better myself and give us time we need to try and improve our relationship. So I think if anything, Sykkuno is the one that has canceled himself, if that makes sense. Like, he admitted to it. He said, I'm gonna, you know, move on. You know, I'm gonna try to do better and I'm taking a break. So I think that he's at least temporarily canceled himself, right? Yeah, how do you want to cancel someone who doesn't care? Yeah, I mean, you can't. I mean, we've seen so many horrible people I know I hit a nerve with this, but like, this is the first example that comes to mind. I'm sorry for putting this one out, but like, does Sylvie Smart not deserve to be canceled multiple times? And this dude still keeps going on, like, I'm sorry, it's probably because Tyga's here and I think of that immediately, but you know what I mean, Chad? Like, you can't get canceled unless you let yourself get canceled. People can try to ruin his reputation all they want, but unless they've actually committed a crime, there's nothing they can do to fully deplatform him. Sure, they get to be creative for cancel culture to work. I mean, I don't know about that, but how many times has Smuggalana and Kirsch been canceled a lot? Actually, I don't know about Smuggalana. I don't think she's really been canceled. You know what I mean? So, I don't really think so. So, chat. This is the Sykkuno stuff. Wow. I really didn't expect Bao to, like, kind of add her stuff in it. Difference between backlash and canceled. Yeah, I mean, it's fair, right? I would say this is probably more backlash than canceled. Canceled is like... Okay, so in my head, if we're talking about between the difference between backlash and canceled, backlash is something like this. Canceled is like when you do something like criminal, like you're done. You know what I mean? I think it's a fair way to put it. At least that's how I would like put it in my head, like sort it in my buckets. Yeah, getting like banned from a platform, stuff like that. I don't know. Again, this is so divisive, chat. I think that I think we're gonna hear more about this, right? I think there's gonna be more people that kind of share their stories. I think this stuff's gonna die down for a while, but I think we're gonna get more on this, chat. So, you know, buckle the fuck up. There's still gonna be more about this. It's not gonna stop. The VTuber the other week getting outed is, right, exactly, Kazana, the other Taiga. Yeah, exactly. 100%. Yeah, by the way, guys, we got some cool people in here right now. So, like, Kazahana's cool, Taiga's cool. Make sure you go check them out. Mods, if you get some shout-outs, make sure you go support them. You guys know we talk about Taiga every once in a while, especially we were talking about Sylvie not too long ago. So, wild stuff, chat. Wild stuff. Hurting my brain, so I'll head off now. Yeah, I don't blame you. You know what also was hurting my brain, chat? The fact that this guy did not get more time, which is crazy to me. Guys, let's take a look over here at Johnny Somali and what's going on with him. That is right. Johnny Somali has been sentenced to prison with labor, chat. That's right. No suspended sentence. He will be going to a specialized labor prison. His phone will be confiscated, and he will also be receiving offender status, chat. Got him. Got him. That's a W. Somali may appeal within 1 week. So, look, we've been keeping up with this like crazy, guys. I am so fucking over this dude. And I'm glad that he finally, you know, got hit for every horrible thing that he's done. Judge finally asked Johnny Somali for any reason why he shouldn't go to prison. And Johnny Somali said, I have family back home. I need a chance to change my life as a young person and a second chance to do better. He also added throughout the court proceedings, I have not done any acts to offend anyone, which shows I learned a lesson. This, of course, is a lie, which was also documented several times during the course of the trial. In case you didn't know, acts to offend anyone. He went on to talk shit about the judge, talk shit about the legal proceeding as a whole. He definitely lied right here. The judge simply listened and said, are you finished, and proceeded the detention order. So, seemed like the judge was not dealing with this bullshit, which, yeah, 6 months is not a lot, right? I'm very, very surprised there wasn't more. But it is what it is. Apparently, though, Legal Mindset does have a little bit more to add to this, but this is what I wanted to point out, chat. You know, the court ordered a 5-year employment ban, and of course, he will receive an offender status, which can be carried over to other countries. So this dude is absolutely, I mean, he's boned, chat. He's really, really boned. Of course, Legal Mind says, we are petitioning the prosecutor's office to move swiftly to file the appeal for a longer sentence for 2 or 3 years and putting together the relevant case law, finding Korean cases for less severe than Johnny Somali that received far more time behind bars. So it does seem like, you know, your Legal Mindset is like, you know, they're really trying to put more time on him. So we will see how all that goes in the future, chat. I'll keep you up to date, but it does seem like legal and other people that are overseeing this are really not wanting to let him off easy. For when he's deported back to the States, he has to register. Yep, exactly. That's what I mean, Technic. Some of the stuff that he said will actually carry over to other countries, that offender status. So he's really screwed in a lot of ways because of that. Really screwed. Hey guys, one more thing I want to talk to you guys about is Extra Emily. And unfortunately, guys, looks like Extra Emily has been caught viewbotting. Let's take a look, guys.
Oh.
Row chat. Let's go take a look at this. I'll zoom back in. Viewbot.ai. The chat is website up. It does look like it's on a home screen. I don't know exactly if this is a hard proof, but we will go look at some other things. Yeah, kind of caught in 4K, right? And of course, after accidentally exposing yourself for viewbotting on stream, leaked data shows Extra Emily allegedly purchasing Twitch viewers via her private email. So again, this is allegedly leaked, right? But here's, the Extra Emily Mythic Talent, and here's some purchases of some stuff here. So again, this is alleged, chat. Look at it with a grain of salt, but it does look like it's all but confirmed at this point. Miskip actually ends up talking to the Viewbot AI owner, who confirms Extra Emily was buying the bots and saying your management team is involved. So let's see how true this is as well. Let's listen.
So this is the guy that runs the Viewbot.ai website server. Okay, is the Extra Emily thing real?
Yeah, let me
so
make
that's
this
from the guy that owns the
yes.
website.
And again, this is allegedly the guy that owns the website. Take all this with a grain of salt, chat, but again, it's worth looking at, right?
Wait, is it still on screen? Oh shit.
Yeah, I don't doubt that for a second, Cal. Like, it says it's used by all these other creators, but it's still against US, right? So it's still wrong to do. It says, can you give me a trial code? I'm in court. Yeah, I can't really read that.
She fucked it up herself, so whatever.
Yeah, I was gonna say, most of the time it's fans viewbotting them.
Oh.
Like, she leaked it, so he's saying, oh, well, put out a screenshot.
But why would you put on your page that you work with Clav and stuff? Wouldn't those people also get mad that you're leaking that?
They probably just don't. They probably just don't.
The text is too small for my 4K TV. Oh shit! I'm sorry, dude. Oh fuck! My bad.
Yeah, they probably just don't care, Especially if it's like on Kick or something like that.
Maybe he's writing out my code. I gotta know. Okay, he said, not really. We worked with their management teams in the past for some of their events. It's mostly embed, so all legit traffic to boost them higher on important events.
Gotcha. So they're using embeds to do this, chat, working with management. If you don't know what embeds are, it's basically like they put the website on another website, so it counts it as views, right? But sometimes they'll do this in really sneaky ways. They'll put the video like it'll be embedded, like, but it'll be like under what you can see on the website, or it'll be like 1 pixel by 1 pixel. So embedding has kind of been a long time way to get extra views on stuff. I think like what's the one Fextra Souls? Sorry, Fextra Life. That's right. Yeah, Fextra Life is like a big like one of those people that people would call out for that. Yeah, it kind of is. It kind of is. Yeah, what's up, Piggy Pie? How are you? Exactly. It's like a Fextra Life. So this is what the alleged owner is saying happens. Like the management companies reach out. They get this, you know, stuff going on with them, and then they use embeds. I mean, this is how people do it to boost their viewership sometimes, chat. It's pretty crazy, but it's absolutely a thing that happens. So there you go, guys. Extremely being accused of course, you know, again, viewbotting right here. It's not right. It's not right. I think that Twitch, if I remember correctly, taking this with a grain of salt, if I remember right, I think they updated their embedded like rules and stuff like that a while ago. Yeah, I think they updated that a while ago, but I don't remember if they put more restrictions or if they just like changed the way the embeds work. I just remember I reported on something a long time ago where they were talking about something with that. I know there's issues everywhere, but they seem so easy to fix. Long time and it was restrictions. Okay, thank you. Yeah, it's been a really, really long time, so I just kind of forgot, you know. And finally, chat, one thing I want to share with you that is actually super sweet. Marky got a new puppy. It's so cute. YouTuber Markiplier and his wife, Amy, I rescued a street dog from Thailand. Oh, Chica's got a friend. So cute. Oh, Marka puppy. Look, some good news. Some good news, chat. Finally, some good news. This is so, so sweet. You love to see it, guys. You love to see it. I know, it's so wholesome. I love stuff like this, right? We gotta have a little bit of good news within all the bad news, right? This is so cute. Yeah, no, I don't think Marky's gonna be problematic. I think if there's anybody in the world that we can trust, it's probably Markiplier. Yeah, I think Markiplier will... That is a wrong screen. I think we can always trust Markiplier to be a good guy. Yeah, I would be devastated if we found out that Marky was like a bad dude. I would fucking cry. I think I'd lose my mind. Marky Moon got her baby sister. Yes, yes. So, so cute. So, I hope you go give Marky some love as always. I mean, what a wonderful creator, right, guys? What an awesome guy. What's the dog's name? The doggo's name is... Oh, fuck. Hold on, let me bring it back up. I took it down. Yeah, let me bring it back up. Hold on. Wait, we gotta know the name of the doggo. I read it, but I didn't commit it to memory. How can I do this? Markiplier remembers where he came from and hasn't shown. He's willing to forget that. Yep. Sandy. Her name is Sandy. Oh, that's sweet. Apparently, the poor puppy got hit by a car, chat. So, yeah, that's really sad. Yeah, go give some love to the puppo. Go give some love to the puppo and Marky Moo as well. Well, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate all of you yip yapping with me and chatting about everything going on. Who should we raid today, chat? Yeah, who should we raid today? Who do y'all think? Thank you guys for having an actual conversation. I appreciate that so much. I really, really do. Yeah, thank you guys so much. Savvy? Yeah, we can raid Savvy. I love Savvy. Oh, yeah, Savvy's playing the game I was playing yesterday. That's awesome. Yeah, we love Savvy around here. We'll go give Savvy some love. Thank you guys so much for your conversation today. I appreciate all of you. Be kind to one another. And I will see you all tomorrow for a little bit of friend slap gaming with friends, okay? I'll see you guys. Oh, no, wait. Savvy's rating. JK. No, Savvy's rating. Yeah, Savvy's rating. Okay, we can't do that. JK. Oh, no. Who else can we raid, chat? Yeah, abort. Who else can we raid? Yeah, give me your suggestions, chat. You know, I think Savvy was gonna raid Fufu. Why don't we raid Fufu? Yeah, let's follow Savvy on her raid. That'll be fun. Let's do that. All right, we're gonna go raid Fufu. I thank you guys so much. I will see you all tomorrow. please take care, be kind to each other. Don't be big jerks to anybody. Be kind and take care of each other. And drink some water and drink some, yummy stuff. Don't drink too much alcohol, eat some food, all that stuff. Okay, bye, everybody. Have a good day. I'll see you all tomorrow for some friend slap, okay? Bye, everybody. Only 3 hours left. Let's go. We're getting the timer down. Bye, YouTube. Thanks for being here, cuties. Bye, Twitter. Bye, guys. What are you still doing here? Go see Fufu. Go see Fufu.